Hope you've had a great Saturday. I don't know why I said it like that. Saturday. Um, Mine was eventful. I did the Zenless Zone Zero thing earlier in the day. Then I cleaned my apartment. Let's hear it for cleaning. Hear it for cleaning. As bad as it sounds. As lazy as I've got being in an apartment by myself. Like there's some times when I let general apartment cleaning be delayed probably too long. Nothing bad, but just like, general cleaning, you know, dusting, wiping things, mopping the floors a bit, Swiffering the floors. Swiffering, the verb. But it needed to get done, so I did that. Then I watched a movie that I've watched now a few times in my life already, so it was kind of chill. I was just hanging out watching a movie. Sometimes you just want to watch a movie, you know? Controversial take. But sometimes you just want to watch a movie by yourself sometimes. Sometimes that's what is needed in life. Changed out the filtering cartridges in my water pitchers. Again, something I probably should have done quite some time ago. So now I'm drinking only the filteriest of water. Takes big sip. Alright, so it is confirmed. I'm officially confirming. I think I've talked about it probably definitely in past streams, but maybe just offhand mention in the last Higurashi. There will not be a Higurashi Saturday stream next week. So this Saturday, we're here on a Saturday. We will not be here on the next Saturday. And I'm not moving it back a day to Friday night or anything either, because I'm not going to be streaming on Friday night either. I'll be out and or have plans basically Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. So there just won't be any streams then. Higurashi or anything else otherwise. So it's fine. There'll be a Higurashi stream next Tuesday. But then, whether live or archived VOD watching on YouTube, just know that there'll be seemingly a bit of a gap. More of a gap than probably what you're used to. I'll also space out any other VODs that I've got in the chamber every once in a while. So most of this year, I've pretty much had almost a YouTube upload of a stream, like pretty much almost every day, except for when I've had to space some things out for reasons such as this. So over next week, you'll probably get like, instead of a VOD stream on YouTube every day, you'll get one like 2 every 3 days or 2 every 4 days maybe, as I like kind of space it out. But it's not the worst thing. Everyone will survive, including myself. So yeah, plans for next week, meaning I will not be here Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. For sure. For sure. But that's fine. It'll just build the anticipation. I feel as if we're getting closer to the end of this chapter of Higurashi. That's just a guess by the pacing of things. I think. I mentioned it. Saturday, I will be out all day at a convention. God, it's been like a few years since I've been to a convention. Like a convention. It's been years, I feel like. But that'll be next week. So if you tune in on Saturday, you're like, where is he on Saturday? Just know I'll be out socializing at a convention and everything that entails. They are fun. I think there was one I think I talked about it a bit last time, but There was one very hyper close nearby where I live that I basically would go to pretty much every year here while I lived in San Antonio. And then I stopped going, obviously, during COVID, or they weren't putting it on. And then after peak COVID years, then 2022, 2023, I kind of just didn't get back up to go do them or go to them. I have a lot more incentive to go to this year to see certain people and stuff. So it'll be good. It'll be fun. Let's do a quick recap. Very quick. On Tuesday's stream, basically, we had scene where Rina took the initiative, despite her in her head, by doing this, opening herself up to possible dangers. She told everything to Ketchy. All of her theories that were imparted to her from Takano. So Takano's whole conspiracy then took over Reina, who was already pretty susceptible, both from previous, we know her brain, and also how fragile she seemingly is, and I think that was reinforced directly by certain things. I think in the tips that the doctors looked at the situation and were like, she's very highly susceptible due to the things that have happened in her life to have these bouts of problems and everything. So she gives all this information, despite her knowing that that's potentially more dangerous. She gives everything to Ketchy, and Ketchy, it latches on as well. We've already seen in the past that he is also very paranoid of a person, and so he kind of is fully on board after a discussion or two. Then Ketchy, even though Rina said, don't tell anyone else, Ketchy conflicted, he goes to Mion and says, because in his head before, he's like, there's no way she could be a part of this. There's no way. Mion? My best friend Mion? A part of this? No way. Nah, can't be. So he actually confronts Mion, explains everything that Rina was saying to it, and she very easily, disarms it, neutralizes it. She gives some explanations as to why that wouldn't make sense. And he's like, okay, you're right. This is crazy. And he immediately flips on Rina. So much so that he's like, well, I've got to go find Rina and convince her that this is all madness anyway, as well. And then we kind of quickly went back to Rina. She was spiraling. She goes back to the school. She sees some things. She got selective hearing of certain bits of information and everything. Tries to do the phone thing. It doesn't work. She thinks it's all part of the bigger conspiracy. And our girl Rina is having a tough time, seemingly. As far as predictions, I touched upon this in the last stream or two, but I'm pretty sure with what was foreshadowed at the very start and now what has happened even in the last stream or two of this, I think we are very much gearing up for a Ketchy versus Rina situation of some sort. And I don't know how it'll exactly manifest, but I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes, physical. And that's all I can really think. I mean, to me, that just makes too much sense. Because he's gonna try to go to her, and she's gonna be falling too far into the hole for her to be able to be convinced by him. So, and of course, we know, we've set up in this chapter, we've seen how good of an actual, how when she is pushed to do so, she can kill. Now, I mean, it'll get so crazy that is she potentially willing to do that to Ketchy? How aggressive does he get to try to stop her going down that path that he is now convinced that is just a bunch of baloney? That's where it's going to come down to, I think. It's just how... just how passionate are each of them about their cause or their feelings about what's actually happening. I would say on Ketchy's side, we're probably not going to get a third flip from him, or a second flip technically, I guess. And on Rina's side, I think she is dead set on this being the case. I think narratively, I think we've seen her solidify the conspiracy in her brain, and that's what's happening. And, as, like, in last chapter, I kept mentioning about how, like, the Shion situation, it definitely seemed at some point, once a lot of things ended up being bad, and then the Satoshi thing was, like, the last straw, where she breaks a point where she basically feels as if she's got nothing to lose, and then just goes on a spree at that point. And I feel like if we haven't already gotten there, I think we're probably close there with Rina as well. So that's what I think we're at. That is where we're at. Load it. Load it. Starting with Rina's perspective here. They were mowing the grass near the fence, which is probably a cover to monitor the surroundings. Okay, so she's back, I think, at the school. The people from the van or whatever that she's very highly suspicious of. And thinks they're like, what was it exactly? Did they think they were part of some hitman group, basically? Disguised as yard care people. Just in case I try to escape from the school. But they must have been thinking that would happen only after school was over. They seemed to have no idea that I'd already noticed their plan and was trying to run away at right at that very moment. I couldn't use the front gate since they'd find me easily. I moved behind the school building, made sure nobody was around the curry garden, ran through it, and dashed into the forest. I walked through the dense undergrowth, stepping on dead wood and climbing over fallen trees. After walking through the forest for a while, I came to a small road. I know many back roads in this village because of our club activities, and that knowledge had finally come in handy. So, what should I do now? I'm sure the girl already passed on my message to Chie-sensei. Those men must be going crazy by now, knowing that I ran away. Oh yeah, she bumped into, like, a random girl or something, I think. So. Did anyone else talk to Ryugu-san before she left school? Everybody in the class looked at each other and shook their heads. Chie-sensei looked a bit upset that Rina left school early without telling her in person. Rina-san has been feeling sick these days. Me. Rena, she left her bag here. What happened to her? I have a bad feeling about this. What? I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure, but I have a very bad feeling about this. She must have taken another ridiculous story seriously or something. I hope she won't do anything crazy. Uh-oh. Oh, back to her. I hurried home. Oh, the perspective is changing so quickly. My father might be at his new job. Excuse me. My father might be at his new job, or he might have gone shopping. He wasn't around when I got there. Now that they're on the move, I'm no longer safe in my house. They're very dangerous people. They're trained to be capable of attacking the Ministry of Construction, and they actually pulled off the kidnapping of the grandson of the minister. We're like 2 minutes in, and I'm having trouble reading. It's not a good sign for the rest of the night. Locked doors and windows don't mean anything to them. In fact, it'd be like I was hiding in a box which they could just open up to get at me. I could no longer stay at home. It's very sad and very frustrating. I killed Rina and Teppy, and finally regained a peaceful life with my father. How could this happen to me? I remember what Ketchikan told me before. It expressed my feelings better than anything. Takano-san left us a huge parting gift. Why did she give me those terrifying scrapbooks? Why did she tell me the secret of the unthinkable conspiracy? She got me into this. I didn't do anything. It's all Mio-san's fault. But who was interested in her stories? I was. Who let her continue talking? I did. I did that out of curiosity. Who let the memories of Ibaraki return and told Mio-san about them? I did. I depended on Mio-san, hoping that she could somehow save me from the memories I've been trying to forget. I shouldn't have remembered anything about that bizarre incident. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gotten involved in that unthinkable conspiracy, and I could have just played around with my friends today. But even if I did know anything about, even if I didn't know about the conspiracy, it'd still continue behind the scenes. I would have been, I just gotta close the stream. Can't read. I would have been one member of the mob running in a panic, not knowing what's going on the day of Oishiro-sama's revival. I would have been just swallowed up in their conspiracy anyway. Would I be happier if I faced that day without knowing anything? Would I be happier if I struggled, knowing about it, but ending up swallowed by it? If I'm going to end up the same way no matter what I choose to do, I'll fight. I'll choose to fight. Because that's how I seized my happiness before. When Rina invaded my home, seducing my father, other Rina, the one who's dead now, I felt like it was the end of the world. I lived on the verge of despair every day. I thought that was the worst misfortune that could befall anyone. But the way things are going, it wasn't really that bad at all. I had only two enemies, Rina Mamiya, I can't help myself, and Teppei Hojo. I knew my enemies, and I knew how many there were. I lured them out one by one, and I attacked them in the dark. It was a very easy problem to solve. But what about this one? I don't know who my enemies are, and I don't know how many or how strong they are. Even the people I once trusted might be my enemies. I can't possibly be sure. It's totally different from the previous problem. This might be the end of the world. This time, really was the worst thing that could possibly happen. But is that really the case? With Rina, I felt like it was the end of the world, but I no longer think it was that bad. So this might turn out to be an easy problem to solve in the end, and I might be able to laugh about it someday. I know that day will come. I know it for sure. So, shouldn't think about this. I shouldn't think that this is the end of the world. Let's fight. I can fight. I can still struggle. I'd eat grass and drink mud if I needed to. No one's asking you to drink mud. Get a hold of yourself, girl! I'm going to bet on the 1% chance, even though it's unbelievably small. If Mio-san didn't leave me the scrapbooks, I wouldn't have even been able to sit at the table to bet. I was lucky that I received the scrapbooks because they gave me the chance to choose my future. If I don't fight, they'll spread the terrible parasite, and this village will face a great disaster. According to the legend, when the demons first came out of the swamp, people became demons right after being infected. And it happened while they were inside the village. These days, symptoms appear only when infected people leave the village, but that only applies to the latter, weak parasite. The original parasite can reenact the curse of Oishiro-sama even when the infected are in the village. The legend of Oishiro-sama will be reborn. Humans and demons will start killing each other, and Oishiro-sama will come down to pacify the disaster. That's what they want. They want people to prostrate themselves before that miracle, and only the people who truly worship Oishiro-sama will be saved. I see. I know their true intentions now. They're going to reenact the legend of Oishiro-sama. After all, the villagers always say that Rika-chan is her reincarnation. The stage is all set. They're going to use the parasite as the curse. So, how are they going to make it look like Oishiro-sama came down to pacify everyone? So does... I mean, this again may be a little ahead of ourselves, but is it just then... Is it just Rina goes and kills everyone that we know, basically? Is that what this is setting up for? Are we setting it up so that it shows that just due to mistrust to everyone in the whole village, essentially. Does she just go, she takes out Kechi, she takes out Satoko, she takes out Rika? That'd be unfortunate. That'd be unfortunate. Anyway, so, how are they going to make it look like Oshi or someone came down to pacify everyone? I get it. They must have some kind of medicine, a specific cure for the parasite. When they recreated the stronger form of the parasite, they found a cure for it at the same time. You know what? I'm going to blame the red text. The poor reading tonight is from the red text. I don't know why, but it's something I can pin the blame to. They're going to use this cure to save only those people who believe in Oishiro-sama. As a result, this village will only have those fervent believers. They're going to make themselves the absolute rulers of Hinamizawa. Wait, I still might be underestimating them. Are they going to carry out that horrifying act of bioterrorism only inside Hinamizawa? History proves that when their goal is to control others, people desire to spread their religion across a wide area. I'm sure that they conducted research not only to bring back the primitive form of the parasite, but also to overcome its weakness, namely, that it only thrives in Hinamizawa. According to Mio-san's research, the parasite doesn't like its host to be far from the region. Its weakness is distance. If they could extend the distance, if they could extend the area where it can live, I wonder how far along their research is. By now, the parasite might be able to live not only in Hinamizawa, but in Okinomiya as well. Or maybe even in the city. Maybe the whole prefecture. It might be able to cover nearby prefectures as well. This is too serious to just call a conspiracy. It's horrifying enough and its scale large enough to call it a revolution. The day of revival is probably not far off. I can tell by how they killed Mio-san, by the extent of their pressure they're putting on me. They're trying to get rid of the small fish bone stuck in their throat by any means, because that day is coming ever closer. I'm the only one who can stand up against the revolution. I can't trust anybody. I think I can trust Ketchikun. Aw, too late. But no one else. Mi-chan is out of question. I can't trust Rika-chan either. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan stick together like super glue, so I can't trust Satoko-chan either. Can't trust any adults. Can't trust anybody. No one is on my side. I have to stand up against them alone. The clock is ticking towards that day, and the ticking noise made me frustrated. How should I fight against them? What should I do? I needed time to think. I needed a place, a safe area, where I could concentrate on thinking. Fortunately, I had such an area already. My hideout at the garbage dump. Nobody will think of that. Nobody ever goes there, so it's safe. Even if they found out about that place, I'm familiar with its surroundings. I know escape routes and places where I can hide. I have the home field advantage. But it has a big shortcoming as a hiding place. It's not hard to imagine what that is. I don't have any stock of food there. That's why I came home. I opened one of my father's drawers and took out his cash box. The contents haven't changed since the last time I looked inside. There were many new 10,000 yen bills in the cash box. Damn. I took them all. I couldn't tell how many bills there actually were, but it looked to be around about 80 of them. This should be plenty. Ah, easy. She'll just order a bunch of DoorDash to the garbage dump. But with the fees that DoorDash charges, that money will be gone so quick. A little DoorDash humor. A little food app, delivery app service humor for you. This should be plenty. If I evaded them long enough to use all this money, that would mean that I did pretty well. Plus, might use it to buy someone off. You can never have too much money, especially in a situation like this. I didn't take the bank book. If they were awaiting an ambush at the bank, I'd be done for. It's too risky to withdraw money at the bank. I grabbed my backpack. As I said earlier, as I said like several minutes ago, this sounds very Rina being like, I've got nothing to lose at this point. Like, this is her being like, I'm sticking to what I feel is right, and I'm willing to fight to the end. And rob my dad. Take his money. I grabbed my backpack. I took the key for my bicycle. I put everything I think would be convenient to have into the backpack. I didn't care if it got heavy. I chose what was necessary to carry around later at my hideout. If there ended up being something I didn't need, I could leave it there. I looked at the clock. Is taking money from your parents as you're a kid like a common thing? I'm trying to, because I feel like that's a thing that's talked about. Like, obviously there's like the things in like TV or movies where it's like, if you're a bad kid and you take like your grandma's money or something to buy drugs or something, like there's that. But I mean, I think the closest I've ever done of taking money from my parents was like back when I was a kid. I think I stole like 4 quarters without my dad knowing from like his like change cup thing he had in his closet once. Because I think, again, as a kid, it was like elementary school. I was like, I wanted to buy probably some piece of candy at like the candy table that the elementary school I went to, like, did on like Fridays after school. I think I really wanted something. And not really because of the candy, but like, it was like, you were cool if you had money to buy at the fucking candy table. And when I say candy table, it was fucking nuts. It was like, I don't know if it was some kind of like fundraising thing or something, but just, it was like near the exit doors. There'd always just be like this large table with like just kids spread around and candy just laid flat across this big table, and like adults, I think. And they're like, it reminded me, as at least as I'm thinking of it now, when I was a kid, it was like the scene you would get at like a not, I don't want, not a gambling, like a bartering, or you know those like people that fast talk, they're like 75 75 85 85, what's the fucking word for that, whatever it is. It to me as a kid, it felt like that, where it was just a lot of energy. And all it was is supposed to be, you would just hand some money and try to get candy or whatever. It's bizarre. Whatever. I don't know. That's like a memory unlocked in my brain. It had been 30 minutes since I came home. I stayed here too long. I rushed out of the house. It's not a Higurashi stream unless I'm recounting some weird, unrelated childhood memory and trying to describe it poorly into the mic. I went to a small convenience store and bought as much sweetbread and canned food as I could fit in my backpack. And someone died? What the hell is that? An old lady was at the register. Probably suffering from dementia, she showed no interest in the extraordinary amount of food I was buying. What were the gunshots for? But as soon as the manager of the store checked the sales at night, he'd find out. The idea didn't bother me because I could no longer walk around the village in the daylight anyway. Alright, no explanation for the gunshot sound effects. I don't understand. Was that supposed to be the sound of the cash register? Bang, 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 bang. My backpack was full, and the cans hurt my back as I walked. But that didn't bother me either. I got to my hideout, still carrying the heavy backpack. I organized the stuff I brought. It was very heavy to carry, but now I had sufficient food. The abandoned construction office still has running water, so I could get some from there. I wanted to get some vegetables, but in a situation like this, I could hardly complain. After I organized things, I took out the scrapbooks I hid here and put my brain into top gear, flipping through the pages. So, now what? How am I going to stand up against this gigantic conspiracy? I need to calm down, stay cool, but also to think fast. There might not be a lot of time, so I'd have to hurry. But I don't know what to do. It's easy to run to school in the morning when I oversleep. It's easy because I know where I should go. But now, I don't know where I should go to, or what I should do. Now that I've come to this point, I should tell Oishi-san everything. It's highly likely he's an enemy. But that doesn't mean, or it doesn't matter anymore. If it was true, I'd just declare war. But if he was on my side, he'd be my only remaining hope. I'm far too weak to stand alone against the terrifying scale of this conspiracy poised to instill fear throughout Japan. I'd have to use a public phone to make the phone call. There's only one public phone in this village that stands at a place where it's hard for people to spot you. That phone booth. It stands in the middle of nowhere, where nobody really comes around. Many bugs gather around the light when it's dark, and it's not a pleasant place to go to. But I can't think of any other public phones I can use to contact Oishi-san without being seen. Even though it stands in the middle of nowhere, it's still dangerous to use in the daylight. I should wait until nightfall and take advantage of the darkness. I heard that Oishi-san has been holed up in the station since Mio-san's murder case, so I should be able to reach him any time. I have the number for the direct line to his office, too. The sky was still bright. Even though I had no time, I still had to wait for it to get dark. Frustrated, I glared at the sunset. I should find something to do. Couldn't waste any time that I had, so there must be something to do. After I thought about what I could do, I found there was something I wanted to confirm, something I've been worried about. I couldn't do anything else before it got dark anyway. Staying here doing nothing would just make me more frustrated. I made my decision and left the hideout. Rina's father paced up and down relentlessly in front of his house. A bicycle appeared, its rider ringing the bell. Police officer! Here! Over here! Oh no. A police officer from the Hinamizawa police station had shown up. Having rushed to get there, he was breathing hard. I hope you didn't wait too long. Please, tell me what happened. I know. I locked the door before I left. But when I came back, the door was left open and... He led the police officer into the house. And look, my cash box was left open in my room. Is this how you found it? You didn't touch anything? I didn't touch the cash box itself because I thought they might have left fingerprints. I did touch the contents a little bit to check what was missing. What did they take? They didn't take my bank books or my personal seal, but they took the cash. They didn't take your bank books or personal seal, huh? You were lucky. Professional thieves today don't take bank books because they know how easily they can get caught by using them. This might be a professional cat burglar. Instead of taking the cash box with him, he opened it here. He has to be a pro. So, how much cash was in there? I haven't counted in a long time, but I believe there were about 110,000 yen bills. Oh, I see. Did you tell anybody that you had that much cash in there? No, I didn't, but they probably knew I kept some cash in the house. They? Who are they? Can you tell me more about them? Well, it's kind of an embarrassing story. Her name is Rina Mamiya, and... Just then the phone rang. Oh, excuse me. I'll just go get that. Please give me a minute. He grabbed the phone. Hello, this is Ryugu Residence. The Ryugu Residence. Hello? This is Maibara. Is Rina-san there? No, she hasn't come back from school yet.
帰ってない。
She hasn't?
いや、申し訳ないんですが、ちょっと今立て込んでます。
I'm very sorry, but I'm in the middle of something right now.
遊びの電話でしたら、またかけ直していただけますかね。
Can you call back later?
申し訳ないですね。失礼いたします。
I'm sorry. Bye. I wonder if, especially with this phone conversation, is the dad gonna piece it together that possibly it was Rina? Well, we already know he didn't ever question her necessarily about the deaths of, or why those two people didn't ever end up show back up at their house. So maybe the dad is just a not naturally inquisitive person, you know? So maybe not. He hung up after that. I was stunned. Back to Rina. It didn't look like anything had changed on the surface. It was hard to find this place at all, because it perfectly blends in with the surroundings. I only found this place again because I remembered there was a tree with a big lump of wood on it nearby. The spot where I buried the corpses was perfectly camouflaged, as if nothing had happened. That's why, at first, I thought I came to the wrong place. But I could make certain once I stick a shovel in the ground. No, but I could make certain once I stick a shovel in the ground. I should be able to tell right away whether this place was dug up before or not. After several false starts, I found the exact spot where I buried the corpses. But the biggest problem of all is that there are no bags in there at all. Why? How come? Did I bury them deeper than this? No, I didn't. I remember exactly how deep I buried them. I know I didn't bury them deeper than this. I wasn't expecting this. I came here to check the corpses. I just wanted to do that to kill some time. I didn't want to stay in my hideout doing nothing, so I came here to check if the corpses I buried were still here. There. I'd make sure that they were still there, and I'd feel relieved. It was supposed to go like that. This was such an unexpected turn of events that I broke out into a cold sweat. What's going on? What's going on? I don't need to calm down to think about what happened. Corpses can't come back to life and crawl out of the ground. Someone must have dug them up. Who did it, and for what purpose? Did anyone happen to see us burying the corpses here? Did they dig them out after we left? What if they handed them over to the police? No, can't be. It's been quite a while since the day we buried them here. It was before the Watnagashi festival, so the police did find the corpses. When Oishi contacted me, he had to know about Rina and Teppei. But he didn't tell me anything about them. I don't think he was hiding anything on purpose either. So, that means the police don't know about Rina and Teppei yet. Then, why are the corpses gone? That would leave only one answer. Who knows about this place? One of us came back here, dug out the bags, and took them away. The first person who comes to mind is the Sonozaki family, but I can't think of a reason why they would do that. The murder of Rina and Teppei had nothing to do with them. I'm sure they don't want to get involved either, let alone be falsely accused. They must want to stay as far away from this case as possible. Why would they want to keep the corpses? It's like keeping a joker, even though you'll lose if you have the joker by the end of the game. If it was me, Chan, what would I do? What would I do if I was a club president? The joker is a card that you want to get rid of, at least in the game I mentioned earlier, but it becomes a powerful card in other games. What kind of game would that be? An electric shock ran through my spine. At the same time I realized it. They were one step ahead of me. The Sonozaki family got the corpses to use them as a joker, as a wild card. They're trying to use them to sell me out to the police. The Sonozaki family is trying to kill me using their death squad, but they want to have insurance just in case they fail. The thing they're afraid of the most is that I might work together with the police. If they could prevent that from happening, I'd have no one to work with. If that happens, I can no longer run away from them. I'd still be a fish in their pond. They're going to use the corpses to sell me out to the police for the murder of Rina and Teppei. If the police started seeing me as a suspect, they'd never listen to my story. They could have been my last hope, but this will certainly turn them against me. But I'm sure the Sonozaki family doesn't want to use their joker unless absolutely necessary. After all, me and Sonozaki helped bury the corpses. Plus, they don't want the police to hover around Hinamazawa when the day of arrival is so close. I'm going to call Ushi tonight, and I'm going to ask him for help. I'm going to tell him everything. It's going to go over well, including the things I haven't even told Ketchikun. I don't know if Oishi will believe me. This is a gamble, and my chance of winning is very small. Plus, my worst enemy has a joker, the bags with the corpses inside. I'm impressed with Mion. That's just what I'd expect from the leader of our club. This is a battle that I'm betting my life on, but to Mion, this is like a board game, taking place across Hinamizawa itself. I grinned, repeating to myself that it's just a game. I put my life on the line for every club activity we do, because I don't want to suffer the punishment. This time, that's become the literal truth. There could be only one reason why they're trying so hard to drive me into a corner. It's because they're afraid of me. I assumed I was just a little girl with no power, running about in confusion. But my enemy, must not be thinking that way. If they didn't think I was a threat to them, they wouldn't take risks like this to drive me into a corner. That means the scrapbooks Mio-san left me must be way more dangerous to them than I think they are. I see. They have a joker, but so do I. The joker I have is so deadly and so powerful that they can break their plot to pieces. That's why they're so eager to find me. Ha ha ha. A cornered mouse really can bite a cat. Felt my fear towards my enemy fade away all of a sudden. Just as I fear them, so do they fear me too. So, this is an evenly matched game. I don't have as bad a hand as I thought I did. I was right to come here. I found out about the card my enemy was holding. This is a big deal. I felt myself shiver with excitement. I grinned to encourage myself. I don't need to be here any longer. They know this place. They might come here to find me. It's not safe for me to stay here for long. I decided to go back to my hideout. On the way back, I passed close to my house. I noticed something different right away. I hid behind a bush and looked at the front gate of my house. My father was talking to a police officer. Oh no! Oh no, she's misunderstanding everything. And it's such like bad timing on her part. She just constantly is like running into situations at the wrong time. She's like, oh, it's all against me. Oh no. I strained to catch their conversation.
Hi.
Yes. She usually parks it there. My father pointed to the place where I usually park my bicycle. Okay. Please let us know whenever your daughter comes back. We'll try to find her as well. Mi-chan, you're good. Did you already play your joker? Mion always starts a battle by attacking without hesitating, and wins. Seems like the police are already after me. My chance of being able to explain the conspiracy to Oishi was already small, but this makes it even smaller. No. That's why I'm going to talk to Oishi. He sees the Sonozaki family as his enemy, and he's trying to expose everything about them before his retirement. That's why he'll be on my side. He's not going to fall for their trick. Of course, it's a very high possibility that everything was part of their trap from the very beginning. It's possible that he claimed the Sonozaki family was his enemy in order to make me believe that he's on my side. But their joker is actually giving me hope. If Oishi is one of them, it'd be too early to play their joker. Oishi isn't one of them. That's why they got the joker, so they can play it before I go to the police. No, wait. That might be a trick to make me think that way in order to make me trust in Oishi. When Mion gave me two choices to choose from, it's usually better to choose the one I like without thinking too much. Mion, after all, likes to guess people's intentions in order to confuse them. So when you think about a choice too much, you're already in her trap. I'm going to do as I planned. I'm going to call Oishi after it gets dark. If he's going to become my ally, we can talk about the future. And if he isn't, that, I realized, was what I had to think about before it got dark. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, Rina. No, don't worry about calling so late. I don't get paid overtime, but I'm on the duty as long as I'm here. I started the conversation with an ordinary greeting to try and gauge his reaction. There's a 50-50 chance that Oishi is one of them. If he's their pawn, he'll either lure me out somewhere so he can arrest me, or he'll ask me where the scrapbooks are. But even if he didn't, that wouldn't prove anything. It's going to be difficult to determine if he's on my side or not, and I have to tell him about the scrapbooks no matter what. My heart's beating very fast. Even if I was sure that Oishi isn't their pawn, I'd still have to make him believe such a crazy story. And I have to do that over the phone. Worrying wouldn't do anything for me. This is, I know, a gamble. I have but a small chance of winning. If I didn't put my chips on the table, the game wouldn't even start.
以前も少し話しましたが、やっぱり私、何者かに狙われてるみたいです。
I told you a little bit about this before, but I think somebody's following me.
それは本当ですか?
Are you sure about that?
ええ。
Yes.
以前までは、ひょっとすると気のせいかもしれないと思う程度だったのですが、昨日あたりから間違いないと思うレベルになりました。
I wasn't sure before. I thought it was just my imagination, but things have changed over the past few days, and now I'm certain.
間違いないレベルと言いますと?
What do you mean things have changed?
数台の車が私の身辺を伺っているようなんです。
A few cars have been following me.
うちの1台は白いワゴン車で、造園屋に偽装した4人の特攻隊と思われる人間が乗っています。
One of them is a white van with 4 men in it. They disguise themselves as gardeners, but they're actually attack units.
特攻隊というと、園崎家の暗殺部隊の?
Attack units? You mean the Sonozaki family's death squad?
はい。
Yes.
おそらくそうに違いないと思います。今日、学校にまで詰めかけてきました。
I'm pretty sure that's them. They came to my school today.
あわやのところで逃れましたが、危ないところでした。
I managed to escape from them in time, but it was very close.
しかし、なんだって急に?
But why would they do that?
まさか、竜宮さんが富武殺しについて嗅ぎ回っているとでも思い込んだんですかね?
Do they think you're trying to sniff out their connection to Tomotake's murder? Oishi hasn't mentioned the scrapbooks yet. It sounded rather unnatural to beat around the bush like that by mentioning Tomotake's murder. But as I haven't told him about the scrapbooks, it could be a legitimate reaction.
実はですね、ついさっき嫌な話を耳にしました。
To tell you the truth, I just heard some bad news.
もうちょっとちゃんと調べてからお耳に入れたかったのですが、お互い新情報を知ったら伝える約束です。
I wanted to confirm it a bit more before letting you know, but we did promise to share new information with each other.
ですので、とりあえずお話しておきます。
So, this is what I heard.
実は、沖宮の園崎組で悪い動きがあるらしいんです。
It seems like the Sonozaki Corps and Okinomiya are on the move.
園崎組で悪い動きですか?
Are you talking about the Sonozaki Corps?
ええ。
Yes.
ちょっとショックな話かもしれません。
You might find it a bit of a shock.
実は若い衆に人探しを命じているという話なんですがね。
They ordered their greenhorns to find a certain person.
人探し?
A certain person? My heart stopped for a moment upon hearing that. Are they...
私もにわかには信じられません。
It's hard to believe.
探しているのはあなたらしいんですよ。
But you're the person they're looking for.
竜宮レナを探させているそうなんです。
They're trying to find you.
まだ仕入れたばかりの情報なんで何が狙いかはつかめていませんが、あなたの名前が出ていることだけは間違いありません。
I just got this information, so I don't know the reason why, but they're mentioning your name.
私が身に危険を感じ始めているという話、信じてもらえますか?
So, you believe my story that my life is in danger?
ねえ。
Yes.
互いの話がきれいに一致します。
It matches with my information perfectly.
竜宮さん、これはどういうことですか?
Ryugu-san, what's going on?
お心当たりは?
Do you have any idea? What they're really looking for are the scrapbooks I have. They want to know where they are, and they believe that I'm hiding them. They must be thinking that they'll be able to hide the information in the scrapbooks forever if they succeed in shutting my mouth. But I couldn't tell Ushi about that yet. I answered his question by asking him a question.
大石さんの方で何かわかりませんか?
What about you, Oishi-san? Do you have any idea?
私には全然どうしてだか。
I can't think of anything.
私だってわかりません。
No, I'm afraid I don't.
園崎組があなたという個人を狙って動くなんて考えられない。
It's hard to believe that the Sonozaki Corps are using their resources to capture an individual like you.
でも事実なんです。
but it's true.
信頼できる筋から得た情報で紛れはありません。
It came from a reliable source.
園崎組が私に関心があるのではなく、園崎本家が私に関心があるというのはどうですか？
It might be the Sonozaki family who are after me, not just the Sonozaki Corp.
こういった動きはめったに見せるものではありません。
It's very unusual for them to take action like this.
例えば、組の上納金の持ち逃げがあったとか、そういうトラブルがあった時には、こういう騒ぎもあったりします。
Then they do this when one of their people runs away with their money or something like that.
でも、それは大抵組関係の業界の話で、仇である個人が対象となるなんて前例がありません。
It's usually about some kind of trouble within the group. They've never done things like this to an honest person like you.
私がその貴重な一例目であるのは嬉しいですが、前例がないで済まされちゃこっちはたまらないです。
Well, I'm honored to be the very first one, but I need you to do something other than tell me that they've never done this before.
まあ、竜宮さん。
I understand, Ryu-san.
落ち着いて落ち着いて。
Please, calm down.
今度は竜宮さんが話す番じゃないんですか？
Isn't it your turn to tell me something now?
何をですか？
What do you mean?
竜宮さん。
Like I said,
園崎組がこういう動きを見せることは、おいそれとあることじゃありません。
Sonozaki Court don't take action like this often.
何かの誤解にしたってなかなかあることじゃない。
They might be under some kind of misunderstanding, but still, it's very unusual that they would do something like this.
心当たりはありませんか？
Are you sure you have no idea?
竜宮さんにとっては何気ない何かが彼らを誤解させている可能性もあります。
You could have gotten them confused about something without you knowing it.
私の読みでは連中、あなたが園崎本家周辺を嗅ぎ回っていて、何かとんでもない事実を掴んだ、もしくは掴んだと思い込んでるのどちらかじゃないかと思います。
My guess is that you sniffed around the Sonozaki family and found out about a secret of theirs, or they think you did.
それは竜宮さんが日々の生活でしてしまうような些細なものじゃない。
You can't leave them to mobilize like that by doing nothing.
もっと目立つ何かです。
What you did must have been obvious to them.
本当に心当たりはありませんか？
Are you sure you have no idea? Is he my ally or my enemy? I still can't figure it out. This is it. Make your decision, Rina Ryugu.
多分私がミオさんのスクラップ帳を預かっているからだと思います。
Maybe they're after me because I have Mio-san's scrapbooks.
ミオさん、
Mio-san?
高野ミオ
Mio Takano?
のスクラップ帳ですか？
Her scrapbooks?
そいつは一体。
What do you mean? If he was my enemy, he wouldn't be able to hide his excitement. But his voice remained steady, and it didn't sound unusual when he said the word scrapbooks.
はい。
Well,
実は私、ミオさんが殺される数日前に彼女と図書館で出会って、
I met Mio-san at the library a few days before she was murdered.
その時に意気投合して彼女に研究をまとめたスクラップ帳を数冊預けられたんです。
We talked and got along well, so she let me borrow some of her scrapbooks, in which she wrote about her studies.
研究をまとめた？
Scrapbooks? Her studies?
はい。
Yes.
ミオさんはひなみ沢村の歴史について深く研究していたんです。
Mio-san was studying the history of Hinamazawa.
そしてそれらを数冊のスクラップ帳にまとめていました。
She summed up her findings in those scrapbooks.
奴らはミオさんを殺した時、スクラップ帳が何冊か足りないのに気づき、それを私に託していたことを気づいたのだと思います。
I think when they killed Mio-san, they found out that some of her scrapbooks were missing, and also that she gave them to me.
奴らの狙いはスクラップ帳？
They're after the scrapbooks?
リグさん、それは一体何なんですか？
Ryugu-san, what in the world are you talking about?
ひなみ沢がかつて鬼ヶ淵村と呼ばれていた太古の昔についての研究をまとめたものです。
She collected all of her research about Hinamazawa and its ancient past as Onigafuchi into these scrapbooks.
お社様信仰の発祥について書かれています。
She wrote about the origin of Oyashiro-sama's cult in them too.
お社様信仰？
The
という
origin?
とあれですか。
The origin of the cult of Oyashiro-sama.
人食い鬼の末裔が仙人になってっていう？
You mean the story about the man-eating demons?
ええ、
Yes.
ミオさんはその研究の中でお社様信仰についてのある重大な秘密を暴いたんです。
In her research, she discovered a very important secret about Oyashiro-sama.
その研究結果はお社様を神聖であると崇める人たちにとっては極めて冒涜的な内容でした。
The secret was extremely blasphemous for the people who worship him.
なるほどなるほど。信仰の特に盲信的な連中にはその研究の存在が許せなかった。
I see. Those people, the most devout believers, couldn't accept the result of her research. Oishi was taking notes. I could hear him writing something while he spoke.
彼らはミオさんを消し、そのミオさんが残したスクラップ帳も葬ろうとしているんです。
They killed Mio-san, and they're trying to get at her scrapbooks.
最初のうちは私が持っているのかどうか分かりかねているようだったんですが、昨日を境に疑わしきは殺せという方針に変わったように感じています。
They weren't sure that I had them, so they followed me to find out, but I think they changed their plans yesterday. They're now trying to kill anyone they think is suspicious.
なるほど。
I see.
そりゃ好ましい状況ではありませんね。
That doesn't sound good at all.
あなたの身辺を警戒させましょう。
I'm going to arrange a security detail for you.
あとそのスクラップ帳を拝見させてください。
And let me take a look at the scrapbooks too.
高野殺しの何かの手がかりになるかもしれない。
I might be able to find some clues about her murder.
あ、いえ、警察の内部にも奴らの手先が混じっている可能性が高いです。
No. I mean, they might have pawns inside the police force.
ですから身辺の警戒は結構です。
So don't worry about me.
自分の身は自分で守ります。
I can look after myself.
あとスクラップ帳も同じです。
Same with the scrapbooks.
彼らはそれを抹消しようとするでしょう。
They're going to try to destroy them,
たとえ警察の中であっても。
even if they were kept at the police station.
園崎組があなた一人をターゲットに動いている以上、もしこれが園崎本家の頂上からの指令なら、その可能性は確かにありますね。
You may be right. If the Sonozaki Corps is chasing after you because of an order from the head of the Sonozaki family, that means our enemy is the Sonozaki family itself.
園崎本家が敵だった場合、悔しいですが、私たちの中にも内通者がいないとは限りません。
If so, I'm afraid I really can't guarantee that we don't have a traitor among us.
そういうことです。
That's what I'm saying.
ですから私のことは気にしないでください。
Please don't worry about me.
それよりお願いがあります。
But I have a favor to ask you.
とてもとても重要なお願いです。
It's very important.
言ってください。
Go ahead.
何ですか？
What is it?
ミオさんの研究によるならば、
According to Mio-san's research,
今ひなみ沢の闇に恐ろしい陰謀があり、それが遠くないうちに実行されそうなんです。
there's a horrifying conspiracy at work in the shadows of Inamazawa, and it's about to be carried out in the near future.
陰謀？
A conspiracy?
それは一体何です？
What's that about? I got tense all of a sudden. If I tell him everything, it's going to sound like a big lie. I should leave out the bizarre sounding parts for now. It'd actually make the story more credible.
奴らの正体はお社様信仰の狂信者たちです。
Fanatical worshippers of Oyashiro-sama are the ones behind the conspiracy.
奴らは明治以降すっかり下火になってしまったお社様信仰と意向を取り戻し、太古の鬼ヶ淵村の時代のような厳格な信仰を復活させようとしているんです。
Since the Meiji era, belief in Oyashiro-sama has slowly disappeared. So, they're trying to revive the majesty of Oyashiro-sama that the people of Onagafuchi once worshipped.
続けてください。
Go on, I'm listening.
メモしてます。
I'm just writing this down.
ミオさんの研究によると、お社様伝説の根底には大昔のある風土病の存在があるんです。
According to Mio-san's research, the origin of the legend of Oyashiro-sama lies in a primitive endemic disease.
その風土病の猛威がお社様のたたりと恐れられ、それを治療できる医者的存在がお社様と崇められ、村を支配した。
People feared this endemic disease and called it the curse of Oishiro-sama, and then someone like a doctor treated the disease, and was then worshipped by the villagers as Oishiro-sama himself. The village was then under his control.
そうだったんですか。
Oh, I see.
なるほど。続けて。
That's interesting. Go on.
その風土病は土着のある特殊な寄生虫によるものだったんです。
The endemic disease was caused by a parasite unique to this region. Also, I don't think Oishi is believing much, if any, of this. I think he's obviously interested in listening, as you are as a detective. Anything related to your case, you're going to take down notes on. You're going to listen. You're going to listen to free information, right? But I don't think he's listening to this and being like, yeah. Anyway, Rina says, the endemic disease was caused by a parasite unique to this region.
ですが、長い世代を繰り返すうちに徐々に無害になっていき、ご存知の通り、今では何事もありません。
But it became weaker with every generation, and now doesn't do any harm to people, as you can imagine.
彼らにとって風土病が無害ではお社様のたたりがなく、たたりがなければ救いも必要ない。
To them, a harmless endemic disease means no curse of Oishiro-sama. No curse means no savior.
だからお社様の神聖性が保てないわけです。
They can't keep the sanctity of Oishiro-sama like that.
それを復活させようとしたら。
And to revive the sanctity of Oishiro-sama means...
それはつまり風土病を蘇らせるということを意味するわけですかな。
They have to revive the endemic disease, right?
そうです。
That's right.
奴らはお社様伝説をゼロからもう一度やり直し、お社様の降臨を再現しようとしているんです。
They want to recreate the legend of Oishiro-sama in order to make Oishiro-sama deity again.
そのため古代の強力な風土病を再発させる原始の寄生虫を研究していたと思われます。
That's why they're trying to create the original parasite, because it can bring back the more powerful strain of the endemic disease.
連続開始事件の正体はこの研究結果を試すものだったんです。
The true intention of the series of the mysterious deaths was to test the results of their research.
そして富武さんに対して古文書に残る氏脇病を再現できた。
And now, they finally succeeded, reenacting the maggots disease with Tomitake-san.
奴らは5年かけて原始の力を持つ寄生虫を復活させたんです。
It took them 5 years, but they managed to bring the parasite back to its original power.
なんてこった。
What the hell?
奴らの最終的な目的はその寄生虫をばらまき、お社様に帰依する者のみを特効薬で救い、お社様信者のみの楽園を作ろうとしているんです。
Their goal is to spread the parasite, use the cure they developed to save only those people who believe in Oishiro-sama, and create for them a paradise.
それは間違いなく事実でしょうね。
Are you sure it's all true?
このスクラップ帳にはその寄生虫がひなみ沢の人間のほぼ全員に寄生している事実が書かれています。
The scrapbooks say that most of the residents of Inamazawa are infected by the parasite.
医学的根拠に基づいていて、その寄生を間違いなく裏付けます。
There's medical evidence of its existence too.
信じられない。
Ah, I can't believe it.
そう。お寮のババアめ、ほっときゃいつでもお迎えが来るだろうに。
Damn it. That hag Oryu's on death's door already.
自分一人じゃ三途の川一つ渡らないのか。
Yet she can't just cross the sticks on her own.
こいつは無差別テロ
Question
だ
mark.
ぞ。
Alone? This is indiscriminate terrorism.
なんてこった。
What the hell?
本来の寄生虫はひなみ沢一帯にしか適用できませんでしたが、
The original parasite could only survive around Hinamazawa.
彼らはその競技の傾向からより広域にわたって寄生虫が環境適応できるよう改良を加えている可能性が高いです。
But there's a high probability that they've improved it to be able to survive in a wider area.
ひなみ沢だけにとどまらない。
It's going to destroy not only Hinamazawa,
沖宮を飲み込むか、
but also Okinomiya,
市内全域に及ぶか、
or even the entire city,
県全体にまで及ぶか。
or the entire prefecture.
くそったり。
Damn it.
どうすりゃいいんだ、くそ。
What should we do?
首謀者は誰です。
Who's behind all this?
ひなみ沢御三家。
It's the 3 families.
おそらくは 園崎家の当主でしょう。
Most likely the Sonozaki family is in charge.
ただしお龍が主会なのかお龍すらも駒なのかは分かりません。
But I'm not sure if Oryu is the leader or not.
私には奴らを奴らと呼ぶことしかできない。
I can only refer to them as they.
その規模も全くわからないんです。
I also have no idea how far this thing reaches.
その研究がどこで行われているか分かりますか？
Do you know where they're doing all this research?
そこを押さえます。
I could shut it down.
それはこのスクラップ帳にも書かれていません。
I don't know. It's not in the scrapbooks either.
大石さんの方で見当はつきませんか？
Do you have any idea?
そんな寄生虫だのなんだのの研究をしてるってことはかなりしっかりした施設でしょうな。
It must be a big facility to do that kind of research.
改造拳銃ぐらいならガレージを改造して秘密工場にもできるだろうが、寄生虫じゃそうはいかないでしょう。
You can use a garage for remodeling guns or something like that, but when it comes to parasites, I don't think that would be enough.
ミオさんは入江診療所に勤めている看護師でした。
Mio-san was a nurse at the Irie clinic.
入江診療所が怪しいということはありませんか？
Do you think that could be it?
ひなみ沢の規模から見て立派すぎるのが前から不審だと思っていました。
I always thought it was a bit too big and fancy for a small village like Hinamizawa.
入江診療所か。
The Irie clinic. They need a specially designed facility with advanced airtight containment, among other considerations, to be able to do research on dangerous parasites like this one. It's easy to equate suspicious research with a clinic facility, but it also sounds too easy and a little cliche. At first, I thought they converted part of the clinic into a secret research center, but that actually sounds a little too unrealistic.
とにかくそれがどこかは分かりません。
Anyway, I don't know where it is,
それはどうか大石さんの方で調べてください。
so please find that out.
怪しげなところを片っ端から調べられないんですか？
Can't you just raid every suspicious place at once? That's almost like her being like, can't you just arrest everyone in the village all at once? Just arrest everyone. Everyone gone.
ご存知の通り、警察は強制捜査には令状ってもんが必要です。
As you know, we need a warrant for that kind of thing.
そりゃ後付けで取ることもできますがね。
There's a way I can get one, even after doing a raid, but
間違いなくそこだという決定的な証拠があった時の話です。
I need conclusive evidence that it was actually the research building in question in order to do that. Oishi is a police officer. If he's going to work as a police officer, he has to follow their rules.
でも大掛かりな細菌テロが計画されているのだけは事実なんです。
But they really are planning bioterrorism.
しかもミオさんの殺し方の請求さから見て私は彼らが実行に移す X デーが近いような気がしてなりません。
There has to be a reason why they killed Mio-san so quickly. I think the reason is because their day of revival isn't far off.
わかりましたわかりました。
Okay, I understand.
こちらの方でも何とかしています。
I'll try to do what I can.
そんなとんでもない計画なら園崎本家も一枚岩ってわけにはいかないでしょう。
With an unthinkable plan like this, I'd imagine it'd be difficult to keep all the Sonozaki family members on their side.
必ずどこかに胸中で反対している人間がいるはずです。
I'm sure there are some who are secretly against it.
そういう人物と接触できないか、こちらでも探してみます。
I'll try to make contact with those people.
任せてください。こういうのは私の得意とするところですよ。
Don't worry, I'm very good at things like this. Oishi laughed to try to cheer me up. I was upset with the work of the police before, but Oishi's positive reaction is very reliable. He's what you might call an outlaw. Oishi's greatest advantage to me is that he doesn't exactly play by the rules. Oh, he's a loose cannon who doesn't play by the rules. It's very encouraging that he has this kind of skill, especially since we have to act both very quickly and without conclusive evidence. The police normally investigate incidents after they've happened, but that doesn't work in this case. If this incident actually does occur, it's going to be a big disaster.
ミオさんはなんて恐ろしい陰謀を暴いたんだろうと恐ろしくなります。
Mio-san exposed such a horrifying conspiracy. I'm scared.
気の毒な最後でした。
She met with a very sad end.
岐阜の山中でドラム缶の中でこんがりでしてね。
She was burned in a drum in the mountains of Gifu, allegedly.
気の毒なことです。
I feel very sorry for her.
ああ、そうそう。そういえば。
Oh, right. I forgot to tell you something.
ちょいと彼女のことで変わった話がありましてね。
We found something odd about her death.
変わった話ですか？
Something odd?
ねえ。
Well,
最初何か事件に関係があるのかなって思ってたんですがね。
at first I thought it had something to do with the case.
今のとてつもない陰謀の話に比べたらさまつな話です。
But after hearing your conspiracy story, it's going to sound like nothing.
多分鑑識のちょっとしたミスでしょう。
Crime lab probably just made a mistake.
いえ、聞かせてください。
Please tell me. I want to know.
そういう約束じゃなかったですか？
We promised to tell each other everything, didn't we?
いえ、隠すつもりなんかありません。
I don't mean to hide it.
ただちょいと夏向きな話だったもんで。
It's just that it might sound like a silly horror story.
リグさん、渡流しの晩を覚えてますか？
Rika-san, do you remember the night of Watanagashi?
あの晩の祭りの終わった後です。
After the festival,
あなたの仲良し5人組と富武、高野の7人で談笑してますよね。
you and 4 of your friends talked with Tomatake and Takano, didn't you?
談笑というほどではありませんでしたが。
Yes, we did.
ええ、少し話をしたような気がします。
We just talked for a few minutes or so, I think.
いえ、実はですね。
Well...
高野の遺体が見つかったのはその晩なわけですが、岐阜県警さんの鑑識では死後24時間以上って出ちゃったらしいって噂があるんです。
Well, we found Takano's dead body that night, but the crime lab in Gifu Prefecture said that she'd been dead for 24 hours when she was found.
でもそれだと話がおかしい。
But that doesn't make sense.
あの祭りの前の晩には殺されていることになる。
If that's true, she had to be dead the night before the festival.
殺されてることになる。
What's that supposed to mean? What does that mean? I'm confused. If she was found dead on the night of Watanagashi, and she had been dead for 24 hours, that means...
つまり早い話が渡流しの日には高野はもう死んでることになるんですよ。
In short, it means she was already dead on the night of Watanagashi. A ghost?
だからあの祭りの晩に会った彼女は実はゾンビだったのかななんてね。
So the Takano whom you saw on that night was a zombie. I got you, didn't I? Oishi, this is not the time for jokes.
まあ、あちらの鑑識のちょいとしたポカでしょう。
Well, like I said, I think they just made a mistake. Gonna kill Oishi for his jokes. I felt my brain freezing over. Oishi laughed, saying that it sounded like a horror story from summer camp. But actually, the fact that Mio-san's time of death was off backed up her incredulous theories. I haven't mentioned this one to Oishi or Ketchikun. If I did, they'd start to doubt everything else I've said. That's how absolutely unbelievable this theory is. At any rate, the mismatch at the time of Mio-san's death means a lot. What irony. Mio-san came up with the theory, and she proved it correct with her own life. No, not yet. This doesn't prove anything yet. If her theory is true, it might happen again. God, reading the red text off of this now very inversed colored background, it's like burning my retinas. Jesus. I'm too old. My eyes are too old for these colors. It's just like burning me. Okay. There's no way. It can't be true. I still can't believe it. But Oishi just said it. He said Mio-san was already dead on the night of the festival. It means that Mio-san, who was walking arm in arm with Tomatake-san on that night, wasn't Mio-san. Mio-san was already dead. So, that wasn't her. Oh, a replacement? That means an actor. That means... I felt a new sensation, what I'd never felt in my life before. It wasn't an ordinary kind of dread. It was fear of the truth. No fear is worse than the fear of accepting a truth you don't want to believe. Compared to this, the fear of being stalked by the Sonozaki family or being burned alive in an oil drum looked silly. That's how deep of a fear I felt. and I felt it crawling all over my body.
Ryugu-san, 悪いことは言いません。
Ryugu-san, please, listen to me.
警察が信用できないお気持ちもわかります。
I understand you don't trust the police.
園崎本家は市内全域を牛耳っていますからね。
It's true that the Sonozaki family has control over the entire city.
署にも園崎家の御用聞きみたいな連中がいますし。
There are some traders at my station too.
それでも今のあなたは危険だ。
But you're in danger.
それで、私個人を信用してはくれませんか？
You can trust me. I want you to trust me as an individual person.
私以外の誰も知らないところにあなたをかくまいます。
I can provide shelter for you. It's in a place nobody knows but me.
私をどうか信用してください。
Please, trust me. I don't doubt Oishi at this point. I actually think he's very reliable. I would have said yes without a second thought. But the situation has drastically changed. If Miyazan's death backs up this unbelievable truth, I trust Oishi. I believe he'll find the enemy and take them down. But I'd rather protect myself on my own than let someone else do it. If the unbelievable truth is real, then I couldn't trust anybody except myself. No, even myself might appear before me too.
Oishi-san, 本当にありがとうございます。
Oishi-san, thank you so much.
とにかく、奴らの研究所を突き止めて、なんとか陰謀を食い止めてください。
Anyway, please find the research center and put a stop to their conspiracy.
私はしばらく身を潜めます。
I'm going to hide somewhere for a while.
また連絡しますね。
I'll call you again. I noticed I'd been on the phone too long. I'd been using this phone booth with the light on in the middle of the darkness. In other words, I've been telling everybody I'm here. Exposed.
もしもし
Hello?
もしもし
Hello? She hung up. Oishi wanted to talk more. He clicked his tongue and put the phone down. His junior, Kumagai, rushed into the room.
Oishi-san!
Oishi-san!
やっぱりヤバそうな山っす。
It's getting really bad now.
竜宮レナを探させているのは園崎組葛西達義。
The one who gave the Sonozaki Corps the order to find Rina Ryugu. It's Tatsuyoshi Kasai.
葛西
Kasai?
園崎茜の懐刀じゃないですか。
Akane Sonozaki's right-hand man? This man, Tatsuyoshi Kasai, was a pretty high-ranking big shot, even amongst the boss's younger brothers. He used to be the boss of a subordinate branch, but after suffering a bad injury during a gang war, he stepped down, and now he served as the boss's aide. Did I read that right? Aide, yeah. Okay. Akane Sonozaki relies especially on him, and as her right-hand man, he's still feared even now. When Kasai moves, other gangs consider it as a declaration of war. They fear him very much. He's a warrior among warriors. He's been lying low these days, but he's led countless numbers of gang wars. Damn. So cool. He was also the leader of the professional attack squadron that went to the US to receive military training during the Dam conflict. They were crazy enough to think of attacking the Ministry of Construction for real.
情報や界隈でも相当な騒ぎになってるようです。
It looks like it's causing quite an uproar among our informants.
竜宮レナが園崎組にとって相当都合の悪いものを握ってるんじゃないかともっぱらの噂です。
They're saying that Rina Ryugu must have found some kind of information that's very inconvenient for the Sonozaki Corps.
情報屋の皆さんもさすがに勘がいいですね。
I'm impressed at how the point our informants actually are. How to the point our informants actually are. No.
こりゃとんでもない山になってきたぞ。
Still, this is getting serious.
佐藤さんは例の建設省とお寮の秘密交渉テープじゃないかって見てるみたいです。
Sato-san thinks it's the tape Oryu and the Ministry of Construction recorded during their secret negotiations.
だとすれば人が死ぬ騒ぎになるっすよ。
If that's true, it's going to cause quite a few deaths. This is more serious than that, Oishi thought. If her story's true, this is a massive conspiracy. It's going to cause more than quite a few deaths. It might destroy the entire village or even the entire prefecture. This is going to be the biggest terrorist strike in history.
竜宮レナ、やばいですよ。
Rina Ryugu is in danger.
くまちゃん、
Kuma-chan,
覆面パトを竜宮家に貼り付かせてください。
arrange an unmarked patrol car to keep watch on her house.
本日付で竜宮レナから暴力団組織に脅迫を受けている訴えがあったため身辺警護ってことにします。
As of today, we're going to put Rina Ryugu under protection. She's convinced she's being threatened by the gang.
課長には後で私から話します。
I'll talk to the section manager later.
いえ、実はリュウグウレナは自宅を出ているらしいです。
Well, actually, Rina Ryugu seems to have run away from home.
駐在所からの連絡では、どうも家の金を何十万か盗んで雲隠れしているらしいんです。
A police officer confirmed that a lot of money disappeared from her father's cash box. Sounds like she took it and ran away.
それからリュウグウ家の前には、園崎組の車が1台張り付いているという連絡が。
And I also had a call about a car belonging to the Sonozaki Corps parked in front of her house, too.
バッカ野郎
What?
なんでそいつは早く言わないんだ
Why didn't you tell me that sooner?
リュウグウレナは相当高度に狙われてるぞ
Rina Ryugu's in great danger.
さっきの電話は家じゃなかったんだ
She wasn't calling me from her house then.
リュウグウレナを至急保護します
We need to find her right away.
車回せ
Get me a car.
家の前に張り付いてる野郎を締め上げろ
Arrest the people parked in front of her house.
おい
And get some guys over here.
我がの何か来い
They're coming with me. Yes, sir. Oh, man.
え
What?
レナさんが家にいない
Reina-san wasn't at home?
この時間に
It's pretty late.
はい、
Yes.
しばらく家の前で待たせていただきましたが、戻られる気配がなかったもので、一度引き上げました。
I waited in front of her house for a while, but she didn't come home.
誰かの家に遊びに行ってるとかじゃない
Maybe she's at a friend's place.
案外本家でお姉たちと一緒に部活大会だったりしてね
She might be at Sis's house with her other friends, doing their club activities or whatever. Xion was lying down on the sofa, picturing her sister and her friends fooling around and playing games like they always did.
一応それを疑って本家にも寄らせていただきましたが、いらっしゃられないようでした。
I thought so too, so I stopped by Mion-san's house, but Rina-san wasn't there either.
ミオンさんもレナさんがお帰りになられないのを心配しておられました。
Mion-san was worried about her too.
そうなの
Oh, really?
どうしたんだろうね
Well, I wonder what happened to her.
はて
めったにないことだろうとは思いますが、たちの悪いのに絡まれたのかもしれません。
She might have been caught by some hoodlum, though that would be unusual.
念のためレナさんを見かけていないかどうか聞き込ませています。
I already told my staff to look for her just in case.
あの子に限っては大丈夫だと思うけどな
I don't think that's what happened.
何気に強いしね
She's not as weak as she looks.
それはそうと、私に何の用だったんです？
Anyway, why did she want to see me? Kasai took off his jacket. Xion only told him to go see Rina because she heard that Rina had requested to see him in person.
あれ
Oh?
言わなかったっけ
I thought I told you.
なんかね葛西の落とし物を拾ってるらしいよ
She said she found something you lost.
お姉が言うにはレナさんそれを直接返したいんだってさ
Rina-san wanted to give it back to you in person.
おうおういいね若い子にモテることで
Hey, I guess she likes you or something.
堪忍してください。
Oh, please. Oh, yeah, there was the whole thing. There was the whole thing where, but wasn't that just like a lie that Rina came up with so that she could leave and then go to the dump site by herself anyway? So I think that's that. Oh, please.
しかしご無事だといいのですが。
Anyway, I hope she's alright. Right then, the phone rang. Kasai answered it while loosening his tie.
はい。
Yes?
はい。
Yes?
わかりました。
I understand.
直ちに。
At once. Kasai sounded very serious, and Shion immediately figured out who he was talking to.
誰
Who was it?
お父さん
Was it my father?
はい。
Yes.
レナさんを大至急保護して本家へ護送せよとの園崎本家からの命令です。
Oh, I like this. The Sonozaki family had sent out an order to find Rina-san right away and to bring her to the main house.
鬼ババの直令
You mean Oryu gave the order?
レナさん 何をやらかしたんだか。
I wonder what Rina-san did.
ああ、爪かな。
Will she have to peel off her own fingernails?
かわいそうに。
I hope Oreo goes easy on her.
クワバラクワバラ。
Poor girl.
Rena がまだ帰ってないって？
Rina hasn't come home yet?
うん。
No.
実は聞いた話だと、レナ自宅を出てどこかに雲隠れしてるらしい。
I heard that Rina ran away from home and that she's hiding somewhere.
雲隠れ？
Hiding somewhere?
どういうことだ？
What do you mean?
あと、これはさっき入ってきた情報なんだけど、警察がリュウグウレナの行方を探してるって。
Also, I just got this information. Seems the police are looking for her.
なんだって？
What?
なんでも、レナの家の前にはすでに覆面パトカーが1台張り付いてるらしい。
An unmarked patrol car is watching our house right now.
村の中にもすでにサイレンなしのパトカーが数台入り込んでるみたい。
It seems like there are several patrol cars looking for her in the village.
あと、君吉本家にも警察から電話があって、リュウグウレナの所在を至急確認したいので、懲戒連絡網で確認をしてほしいと連絡があったって。
Uncle Kimiyoshi received a call from the police too. He was told to use the town network to find out if anybody knows where she is.
ってことはまさか俺たちの隠した死体が見つかったってことか？
Do you think they found the corpses we hid? We hid them deep in the mountains. They couldn't have found them that easily.
うん。それは 100% ありえない。
No, it's 100% impossible.
私が保証するよ。
I guarantee you that.
おう、よく 100% なんて言い切れるな。
Wow, how can you be so sure? Well,
実はね、あの死体、園崎家の方で秘密の場所に処分させてもらったの。
to tell you the truth, I let the Sonosaki family take care of them. They moved the bags to a secret place. Yeah. That's about what I would have thought that had happened, right? That's why it got moved. That's why Rina couldn't find them. It's also probably why, unless I'm mixing up the events, but that's also why during Kechi's murdering section of his story, why then when he tried to go back and find the bodies, he couldn't find them. Because Mion is a bro, even if you murder people.
秘密の場所？
A secret place?
まあまあまあ、
Calm down.
そこは深く考えない。
Don't worry about it.
あのね、私たちが埋めたあの山林、後でよくよく聞いてみたら、今年の夏に大規模な伐採計画があるって分かったの。
I heard that there's a major logging project happening this summer on that mountain where we hid the corpses.
だから、ちょっと私の方で手を回させてもらったってわけ。
So, I arranged help and took care of it.
そっか、なるほどな。
I see.
お前、味方なら頼りになるけど、敵だったら怖いやつだな。
You're a very reliable person when you're on my side, but you'd be a very scary person to have as an enemy.
おじさんを誰だと思ってるんだか。
I recommend you never underestimate me.
じゃあ、死体じゃないよな。
So, it's not the corpses they're after.
一体どうして警察がレナを？
Then why are the police trying to find her?
わからない。
I don't know.
北条哲平と間宮里奈が竜宮家を食い物にしようとしてたって話は裏の界隈ではちょっと知られてたらしいんだよ。
But it seems like many gang members knew that Tepe Hojo and Rina Mamiya were trying to blackmail the Rigu family.
そっちの角度からレナが浮上したのかもしれない。
So, that might be the reason why the police are after Rina.
とにかく容疑者ってわけじゃないみたい。
Oh wait, I just now realized it wasn't that Rina didn't make up the story so she could get away to the dump site, right? Am I kind of mixing that with a different story? I think she wanted to see... This was, now that this last line reminded me of it, this was back when she was still hung up and trying to take out Tepe and other Rina. Shitty Rina. And she saw Kasai and was like, oh, he would probably have some information on them, and I can use him to take them out. I nailed it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Mion says, I don't think they consider her a suspect yet.
でも重要参考人とかって扱いではあるだろうね。
But they probably want her as a material witness.
どっちだって同じだぜ。
That's the same thing!
くそ、
Damn it!
せっかくレナは平穏な生活を取り戻したんだぞ。
Rina finally regained her peaceful life.
ここで台無しになんかしてたまるか。
I'm not going to let them ruin it.
ミオ、俺たちでなんとかレナをかばおう。
Mion, we need her help. We need to help her.
当然だよ。
Of course.
とにかく警察よりも先にレナの身柄を確保するようさっき沖宮の家に伝えた。
I already told my family in Okinomiya to find her before the police can.
本家でならレナを 120% 警察から守れる。
You can trust the Sonozaki family. They can protect her from the police. 120% guaranteed.
レナをかくまうだけじゃ解決にはならないんじゃないのか。
But just finding her first isn't going to solve the problem.
レナの嫌疑を何とかしないと。
We have to do something to clear her of suspicion.
そこは保護してから考えるよ。
I'll think about that after we found her.
アリバイを証明する証人なんかいくらでも作れるし、本家に出入りしてる最高の弁護士もいる。
We can make as many alibis as she needs, and as many witnesses for the alibis as necessary. We have very good lawyers, too.
私たちは仲間を絶対に見捨てない。
We'll never abandon our friends when they're in trouble.
ああ、そうさ。
That's right.
絶対にレナを守ってやろうな。
We can save Rina.
くそ、俺ができるのはミオンに頼るだけかよ。情けないぜ。
Damn it. Wish I could do more than depend on you, Mion.
まあまあ、蛇の道は蛇ってことだよ。
Well, don't worry about it. It's okay to let someone else handle the situation when that person's better at it.
おじさんの方で手を尽くすから、ここは任せな。
This old man will take care of everything.
あと、村全体で警察の目をごまかすため、アリバイを作る。
Also, I'll create an alibi to fool the cops watching the whole village.
レナがゴグラのあたりで目撃されたことにしよう。
We'll say Rina was spotted near Gogura.
警察の目が広域に散れば、それだけ薄くなるはずだよ。
The wider the search area, the fewer policemen in one place.
なるほどな。そいつはうまいぜ。
I see. It's a great idea.
こんなのはダム戦争の頃はお手の物だったよ。
This is like nothing to us. We did more during the dam conflict.
絶対にレナをかばいきってみせる。
I'll protect Rina.
あと、ケイちゃん。
And Ki-chan?
レナはケイちゃんのことは特に信頼してた。
Rina trusts you more than anybody.
だから、レナの方からケイちゃんのところに現れる可能性がある。
So, she might come to you.
その時には、すぐ保護してあげてほしい。
If she does, please protect her.
その
Oh
時は、
no, this is gonna end up heartbreaking, isn't it? And give me a call right away. This is gonna be so bad. They're having this discussion where they're like, we gotta save Rina. Meanwhile, Rina doesn't trust half of these two, and then we'll probably soon to not trust Kechi when she sees that he's flipped on her, basically. It's gonna be heartbreaking. It's gonna be heartbreaking.
お、わかったぜ。
Yeah, will do.
レナは強い子だからね。
Rina's a strong girl.
きっとこんな苦難も乗り越えてみせるよ。
She should be fine. She can overcome this.
そうだな。
Yeah, I think so too. I hesitated to say something. Rina hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, I'd have no doubt that she could overcome this. But Rina is deeply convinced that Takano-san's delusions are true. Rina believes that the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure if she trusts the Sonozaki family to protect her.
大丈夫だよ。私とレナだって仲間同士なんだからさ。
Don't worry, I'm her friend too.
腹を割って話せば、すぐに誤解だって分かってくれるよ。
She'll understand once I sit down and talk to her.
ケイちゃんだって私と話して誤解が解けたんでしょ？
Just like Ki-chan and I cleared up our misunderstanding, I can do that with her.
よくもまあ、あんなとんでも話を信じたもんだよ。
I still can't believe that you believe such a crazy story, though.
まあな。
Well,
我ながらよくあんな話を鵜呑みにしたもんだぜ。
I can't believe I did either.
前原圭一、多分一生の恥だぜ。やれやれ。
This is going to be the most embarrassing thing to ever happen in my life. I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship we made, I doubted her. Takano-san was endowed with magic, and I think the scrapbooks she wrote also carried a spell. The scrapbooks can make people go mad. They're forbidden scrapbooks. Nobody was supposed to read them. Rina is captivated by the power of that magic, even after Takano-san's death. I have to wake her up. I've got a very bad feeling about it.
ああ、ごめん。来客だわ。
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone's at the door.
なんだか警察っぽいな。
It might be the police.
じゃあこれで電話を切るね。
I have to go now.
お、わかった。
Okay.
レナは今晩以降、ゴグラのあたりに潜伏してることになってる。
I'll tell them that Rina's hiding near Gogura.
警察に何か聞かれても、知りません、会ってませんで通すんだよ。
If they ask you something, just keep telling them you don't know anything.
お、了解。
Okay, got it. Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rina was being consumed by some huge, unthinkable fate. It's not only the police I'm worried about. I'm also worried because Rina is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear that she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. Oh, right. Rina might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Rina once told me that she used to spend time there when Rina-san was at her house. Other Rina. And she told me that she hid the scrapbooks there too. If she's hiding there, she must be hungry by now. I should bring her something to eat. Oh no! Oh no! I went to the kitchen to look for some junk food. My mother looked confused.
母さんごめん。
Mom,
ちょっと出かけてくるよ。
I'm going to go somewhere, but I'll be right back.
こんな時間に？
At this time?
もう遅いからよしなさい。
It's late.
大切な用事なんだ。
It's very important.
すぐ戻るよ。
I promise I'll be right back.
あとそれから、もし俺が留守の間にレナが来るようなことがあったら、黙って俺の部屋に通してほしい。
And if Rina comes here while I'm gone, let her stay in my room.
それから、レナの所在を尋ねる電話が来たら、知らないって言って切っちゃって。
And if someone calls and asks you if you know where she is, just tell them you don't know and hang up, okay? My mom looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out the house before she could say anything. I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and sped off into the darkness. I know their confrontation I predicted is potentially going to be happening here soon. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. Oh no. No! I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing just what that something will be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in confusion. Damn it. Laugh all you want. Laugh at this funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to fight. I'm going to smash through whatever fate is waiting for us. Rina, I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil? It was making a lousy noise as I pedaled. Damn it, even my bicycle is laughing at us. Fuck, my bicycle is even making fun of me. Can't catch a break. Them. Village of the Body Snatchers. Ah, what a reference. Them. Click into that. I finished talking with Oishi on the phone and soon left the phone booth. I realized something and a chill ran through my body. I was in a phone booth that stood out tremendously in the dark. Somebody must have seen me. I was certain. I was being watched. I saw glowing eyes staring at me in the dark. It wasn't human. Was it an illusion? No. I knew who they were. They were the ones controlling the three families who ruled Hinamizawa. Its eye level was too low for it to be human, and its outline was vague. I knew from the past records that they were physically frail. Silhouette, which indicates inhuman appearance, was unbelievably unrealistic. Especially its protruding head. One of the scrapbooks I received from Mio-san described their appearance in detail. Their eyeballs were pure red, like blood, and their bodies smell like ammonia. Even though some of them have at times been captured around the world, all of them melted or disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The only traces remaining are the marks proving their descent to Earth. Right then, the impossible, unrealistic silhouette took a step closer, and got closer and closer towards me, making a realistic noise as it crunched across the gravel. The noise pulled me back to reality. Don't come closer! You monster! It kept walking towards me. It sounded like it was kicking pebbles everywhere as it walked. It was coming closer and closer. I was scared, so I said the same thing once again. And this time the glass door of the phone booth I was just in started to rattle and shake. Bang! It made weird sounds as if being struck by something. I screamed loudly in fear and started running. I ran so hard that it felt like my lungs were about to explode. And then, I looked back to find that the thing was no longer chasing after me. Was it my imagination? There's no way it was just my imagination. I definitely heard the sound of the gravel being kicked and the phone booth rattling. But I needed to calm down. Right then, I needed to make my heart stop beating so fast. I'd have to fight them eventually. The next time they appeared, I was going to strike back. Strike! I said that weird. Strike! Strike back! I was going to strike back at them. I was going to squish their heads with my big hatchet. I'd protect Namazawa. It was my duty to do so. I wouldn't allow them to do whatever they wanted. I saw the lights flickering in my head again. She's losing it. Okay. We're going to throw up a quick BRB. Actually, I'll go back into there so you can... Boom, boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom. I need to stop. I will throw up a BRB screen. We will be back short. I will be back in like several minutes. Handful of minutes. I'm going to replenish my water and everything. And we will hit up the next section where seemingly the confrontation that I had predicted might be happening sooner than I originally thought it was going to. Be right back. Alright, I've come to interrupt the tinging and the tonging. No more of that. No more. Let's read this next section here. What is this? Sorry, I'm looking at things. Okay. I need to stop looking at things. Okay. Let's continue. Even if I turned, this is from Rina still. Even if I turned on the light in my hideout, nobody would see it because of the piles of abandoned cars in the way. Unless Ketchy were to come. While I'm aware of that, I decide not to turn it on just in case. It's a bit scary to hide in this quiet place, alone in the dark, holding my breath. I'd have to keep myself busy with something. But my brain won't work properly, and I don't even have the energy to think about what to do from now on. However, don't have the courage to lie down to sleep and regain my strength either. Every time I heard or thought I heard a suspicious sound, I'd gasp and stare into the dark. That's all I did all night. Oishi believes that the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy, but he can't do much without solid evidence. For that, he has to locate the facility where they're doing research on the parasite, but we have no idea where it is. I think the Irie clinic is still the most likely site, but I have no credible evidence. Really, I don't think they'd do their research in a place so obvious even I could guess it. They might be using one of the bomb shelters that was built during the war as some kind of secret underground research center. Now that I come to think about it, remember a secret building nobody's allowed into on the premises of the Furude Shrine. I think it's called the Ritual Storehouse. According to Mio-san's research, the Furude Shrine is the center of the local worship of Oishiro-sama. The priest keeps the tools for ceremonies in the Ritual Storehouse. One of the ceremonies... Sorry, the text looked really weird to me there for a sec. One of the ceremonies is the bizarre festival, Wanagashi, and so the shrine storage must be something very sacred. If I remember right, Wanagashi was also a medical ritual designed to vaccinate and immunize people against the all-too-strong parasites. That means the tools they used for Wanagashi were medical ones. If my guess is right, the Ritual Storehouse is the most sacred place in the village, as well as the most appropriate building to use for medical purposes. It's suspicious. There might be a secret research center in the Ritual Storehouse. Ah, damn it. The police should be performing a raid on the Ritual Storehouse, not the Irie Clinic. Why didn't I think of that when I was talking with Oishi on the phone earlier? I hope Oishi realizes this too. Should I go back to the phone booth and tell him about the Ritual Storehouse? But when I thought that, I heard a car coming closer. I held my breath. It's not normal for a car to come here this late at night. I thought about many possible scary scenarios, which made me nervous. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. God, it's so unfortunate that, like, not only, like, last stream where she caught just select words and tried to do the phone thing, like call the number on the envelope, and it didn't work because it was, like, an outdated phone, and then there's that misunderstanding on her part, but she's taking these misunderstandings are keeping her and spiraling her and keeping her entrapped in these conspiracy theories. And it's the same thing where now people are going looking for her, like the police or you know, the Sonozaki family. Like Mion is, at least what we're being told, is, you know, having the whole family looking for her because they're scared for her and they think she's in danger, or maybe even a danger to herself. But if anyone was to actually come to her and try to find her, she's going to take it as people coming after her. And so it's like this bad misunderstanding, miscommunication, just spiraling her deeper and deeper. And it's upsetting. It's upsetting to see. It's upsetting to see the unwinding of Rina and her brain just being destroyed from the outside. Sucks. It's tough. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. The car must have passed by me and gone to the office. But it's a deserted, empty office building. There's nothing there. It's not a place where people would visit this late at night. While I was staring into the dark, the engine of the car stopped and its headlights were turned off. I could see 2 flashlights flickering in the darkness. The lights moved into the office building. They must think I'm hiding there. I held my breath and kept watching up their movements. I can't tell who they are, but I bet they're pawns of the Sonozaki family. They know that I ran away from home. They must be looking for me everywhere in the village. Though I needed to conceal my breath, my face started feeling itchy, and I had an urge to stretch my legs. My own body infuriated me. The humidity made me sweat all over, so the back of my knees and my neck had been itchy for quite a while. Scratching would make an unbelievably loud noise, so I decided not to scratch anymore. No scratching allowed. Usually it doesn't make any noise when I just scratch some mosquito bites. I'm probably just being nervous and overreacting. There's quite the distance between me and them, and I'm in the dark holding my breath. They wouldn't notice it even if I sneezed, let alone scratched myself. But I didn't want to make any noise at all, so I tried to forget the itchiness. But after all that, I ended up scratching everywhere like mad. I have to live in hiding like this for a while. I don't know how long I can go on when I'm so nervous on just the first night. I need to toughen up more so I can remain placid, even in a situation like this. I forced myself to relax, scratched my neck without hesitation, tried to cope with the sticky sweat all over my body. I started getting hungry. My stomach growled. That's a good sign, though, since it means I'm starting to relax. I can't eat yet, though. It'd make a lot of noise. I decided to wait until they finished looking for me and went away. Go away. Go away. I can eat if you go away. It seemed like the intention I was sending out bore fruit. They had stopped looking around the building. However, I must have concentrated my thoughts too strongly. They were pointing their flashlights in my direction. They heard your thoughts! Did they notice me? No. Not only that, they're walking towards me. I made my body as small as possible, hid under the blanket, and listened for their footsteps as carefully as I could. All the while, I heard their footsteps coming closer and closer. Since the footsteps are coming straight towards me, they must already know where I am, I think. It's scary. But there's no way they already know where I am. If they did, they wouldn't have wasted their time looking for me around the office building. And they wouldn't walk as slowly as they did. It's just a coincidence that they're walking in this direction. Since I'm hiding under the blanket, I can't see who they are. I don't know where they're shining their flashlights, so I can't stick my head out from the window to see who they are either. I just have to stay motionless like a rock until I sense they're gone. They stopped when they came near my hideout. I could hear their conversation. I don't think she's here. Let's look somewhere else. You look over there. I could tell by the sound of their footsteps that they went separate ways, and that each of them is walking around the piles of trash separately. I made this hideout out of an abandoned car. I just redecorated it. So on the outside it still looks like nothing other than an abandoned car. But once you look inside, you can instantly tell it's more than that. So, if they look inside, I'm done for. It's obvious they're looking for me. Are they a Sonozaki Corps attack unit? If they find me, I'll be killed for sure. I know all too well that this place is perfect for murdering people. I killed 2 people here myself. If I can do it, it'll be no problem for them, because they're real professional killers. Even so, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pray that they'll leave here soon. At that time, I heard a slight beeping sound. This is Atsushi? I can hear you loud and clear. Yes? Gogura? Gogura? Yes, understood. What's wrong? Seems like Rina Ryugu is in Gogura. Somebody saw her there. Oh man, that's it. We'll never find her now. What are we gonna do now? It's an order. We have to find her no matter what. We have to bring her to him. Doesn't matter if she's in Sapporo or in Hakata. We have to find her. It'll be impossible to find her, though. Do we still have to look? Rina Rika has Mio Takano scrapbooks, and he wants them. He was pretty upset about it, so I'm sure they're worth a lot. So, What are we going to do?
竜宮家前に貼り付けだけ残して、他は引き上げだそうだ。
It seems like you recalled the others, except the ones who's watching her house.
戻って麦茶でも飲もうぜ。
So, we should go back to the office too. Let's have some barley tea or something. Okay, so, I think they're labeled as Sonozaki gangsters, but unless I'm massively making a mistake, always possible, I don't think they're the Sonozaki members at all. I think these are police guys. They're the only ones who know about the scrapbook. They're talking about going back to the office. They're talking about him. So they're talking about referencing Oishi. They're the ones who got the directive, or allegedly getting the directive that she went to Gogura, because Mion was going to tell the police that so that the police couldn't find him. So, but I think they're labeled as Sonozaki gangsters, obviously, because that's who she thinks this is. Because Rina's acting under the impression that, obviously, the police, who has a tie with to Oishi, wouldn't be coming to try to find her. In her head, she's thinking the only people that could be coming out to try to find her would be the Sonozaki family. And now, again, this spirals probably Rina even further down this hole, in that she's like, shit, the Sonozakis are coming after me, and they know specifically and called out the scrapbook thing. So, again, misunderstanding, making the situation even worse. So unfortunate. I heard their footsteps going further, and then I didn't hear them anymore. After a while, I heard the engine of their car starting. I finally got out from under the blanket and looked outside the window. The car made a U-turn and drove away. The sound of the engine faded away into the darkness. I heaved a sigh of relief. I scratched at all my itchy mosquito bites, wiped the sticky sweat off my face and neck, and finally allowed myself to cough. I'd heard their conversations clearly. They're the pawns of the Sonozaki Corps, without a doubt. Wrong. It matches with what Oishi told me. And they said something very important. They clearly said that they're after the scrapbooks. Up until now, I'd only assumed that they were chasing after me because I had Mio-san's scrapbooks. I could have forced myself to believe that it was just my assumption. But they said it loud and clear. We need to find Rina Ryugu. She has Mio Takano's scrapbooks. That's what they said. They also said that they're keeping watch on my house. I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. I can't go back to my house anymore. It's out of the question. But, in fact, they said something way more important than any of that. They said Rina Ryugu was seen in Gogura. If I was in a normal situation, I'd probably think that somebody saw a look-alike, and I'd laugh out loud. But the situation is different now. Mio-san was dead, but she was at the festival. I'm here, but I was in Gogura. Mio-san wrote about it in her scrapbooks. I didn't want to believe it. They're coming closer to me, and I don't mean the Sonozaki family. Something beyond common sense is about to happen. Should I fight or should I run? I don't even know what I should do. I feel like I'm rooted to the spot with fear. Am I about to be eaten? No, no, no. I don't want to be eaten alive. I want to run away if I can't win. If I can't run, I want to fight. I'm going to be happy. I know I am. I'm not going to sit pretty and let them get me. But the enemy Mio-san foretold of in the scrapbooks is coming closer to me, and it's starting to eat me up. I'm in the garbage dump, alone. If I disappeared right now without anybody knowing it, the person who is in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. Nobody would notice the change. My father wouldn't notice it. My friends wouldn't notice it. It would replace me without having anyone notice it. Wait. Many people close to me might have been replaced already. That's right. The Sonozaki family is plotting bioterrorism, but that's only part of what they are planning. Mice possessed by them don't get scared of cats. As a result, they don't run away. They'll be eaten by the cats, and they can move onto the cats' bodies. Mice are only used by them for that purpose. It's not that they lose their fear of cats in order to help them achieve their purpose. The same thing goes with the Sonozaki family. They think they're doing things by their own will, but they're just helping them without realizing it. It's exactly how they've lived since long ago, being the parasite. We're nothing but a bunch of mice to them. Most mice are stupid. They don't even notice their existence. They help them to achieve their purpose, thinking they're living their lives by their own will. But very rarely, a mouse with wits is born. This mouse notices that he's being used, and he also notices their existence. But nobody believes him, so it's not a big deal. He starts thinking about it was his he starts thinking that it was his mistake. He gets swallowed by them. Eventually, he disappears. But even more rarely, a mouse appears from nowhere, notices their existence, and objectively proves it. That mouse was Mio-san. To them, this mouse was a rare and very dangerous existence. That's why they resorted to unbelievably bold and violent methods to try and eliminate that mouse when it appeared. But surprisingly, we knew about those measures. But the stupid mice don't believe it. They don't notice that they are forcing them to not believe it, and that they're helping them in the end. Fade to darkness. They killed Mio-san. And they tried to replace her, but they made a mistake. We found the real corpse of Mio-san. That's why they failed to replace her. They'll try to kill me and replace me too. Or they'll replace my friends in order to get close to me. They'll look just like the real people, but they're totally different inside. They're an abnormal existence that's beyond our imagination. I know. They'll appear. No. They're already here. It appeared the day after Mio-san died, and it appeared in Gogura tonight. They'll keep coming. They're openly after me now. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Right then, I heard somebody coming down the slope. I concealed my presence again, and I looked at the direction where the footsteps were coming from. I could see one flashlight. It looked like there was only one person now. Who is it? This late at night. Its shadow is very small. I can tell it isn't an adult. I felt a chill running through my body. It shined the flashlight towards my hideout, and its footsteps were coming down straight towards me. It's gonna be like Rika or what's her face? Satoko. For some reason, they're just gonna appear. Since maybe they caught wind that, like, we're looking for Rina. You know, Mion probably sent out the directive, hey, go to the dump. It did say it was a tiny person, right? A tiny person. It's different from the other guys earlier. I can tell by the sound of the footsteps that it knows I'm hiding here for sure. No, it must be just a coincidence. Maybe it's a new character. Maybe it's a new tiny person. I should just conceal myself again. I can make it through this again. I made it through last time. I need to hide. I need to hide. I pulled the blanket over myself, made myself as small as possible, and kept telling myself that I was a stone. But the footsteps kept coming closer and closer. And it knocked on the door of my hideout. I opened my eyes wide. I broke out in a nervous sweat. Not wanting to believe that the sound I heard was a knock, my mind went completely blank. But it knocked on the door again. I could feel a light shining on the blanket. It might be shining the flashlight on me, but I still held back my fear. As long as I don't move, it can't put a finger on me. I kept telling myself that as if I was casting a spell. I tried not to shake in fear. It laughed. That sounded like unchildlike Rika voice, didn't it? Unless I'm just imagining things. It has laughed at me because I thought I was still hiding perfectly. But I still tried. Because if I got out of the blanket... What are you scared of? Ah! Ah! I threw out the blanket and saw the owner of the voice. Ah! 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 It's Rika and her bow tie, coming to you on the side of your car. It is Rika-chan. Now, why is she here? Why did she come here to see me? I don't understand why she came all the way here alone this late at night. I realized all of a sudden. She looks just like Rika-chan on the outside, but she's not her. It is just copying her appearance. It came to Mio-san, to me, and to Rika-chan. I decided to talk aggressively on purpose in order to work up courage before my fear crushed me down.
Rika-chan, kana?
Is that you, Rika-chan?
Me.
Me.
他の誰に見えるのですか?
Who else do I look like? It answers just like the Rika-chan I know. But I know it's not Rika-chan. Rika-chan wouldn't come to a place like this so late at night.
わかるよ。
I know who you are.
リカちゃんじゃないんでしょ。
I know you're not Rika-chan.
おあいにくだけど、私の目はごまかせないよ。
I'm afraid you can't deceive me like you can the others.
外見がリカちゃんであっても、あんたはリカちゃんじゃない。
Even though you look just like her, I know you're not Rika-chan.
私の友達のフルでリカじゃない。
You're not my friend, Rika Furude.
何者?
Who are you? Rika looked stunned for a while. She looked as if she didn't understand what I was talking about. But she pretended like that for too long. If she really didn't know what I was talking about, she wouldn't be able to stand the silence for this long. But she kept quiet. And she finally showed her true character. Oh man. It laughed. It laughed at me because I figured out something that was almost impossible to figure out. That it was not Rika.
あんた、誰?
Who are you? It didn't answer my question. Kept laughing for a while. And then, it looked straight into my eyes in a way Rika-chan never did before. And it said this.
私もこの世に生きて長いけど、
I've lived for quite a long time.
私をリカじゃないと見破ったやつは初めてよ。
But you're the first one who penetrated my disguise.
あなたは勘がいい人だと初対面から思ってたけど、
I always thought you
大
had,
したものね。
I always thought you had good intuition, but you're pretty good. Again, I think the two of them are talking about different things right now. I think we're a miscommunication. She clearly spoke to me the things that I was most afraid of. I was completely shocked. It's like she told me everything that could possibly scare me. I didn't want to hear any of this. It's something I can't possibly twist in a way I can comprehend.
でもあえてリカだと名乗っておくわ。
Let's just say I'm Rika for now.
私もリカを自分の呼び名だと思って
It's
か
been
な
a,
り長いしね。
it's been a while since I started calling myself that.
へえ。
Apologies, I need some water. Okay. Oh, really?
長いってどれくらいに?
It's been a while? Huh? Like how long?
大したことはないわ。
Not that long.
ほんの100年程度よ。
It's only been about 100 years.
はあ?
What?
何を言ってんのあんた?
What are you talking about? I'm contradicting myself. I know the person who's standing in front of me isn't Rika, but at the same time I deny its existence. As long as humans hold this kind of emotion, they can never accept unknown existences. In other words, we can never accept them.
怯えなくていいわ。
You don't have to be scared.
あなたは車内。
You're in the car.
私は車外。
I'm outside of it.
互いに相手に物騒なことをするのは簡単じゃない。
It's not easy for either of us to do something to the other.
お互いに都合のいい距離だと思うけど、
I think this is a perfect distance between us.
私が何百年生きていようとも、フルでリカは所詮
No matter,
小さな子供だもの。
no matter how long I've lived, Rika Furude is still just a little kid.
あなたに腕力で勝てると思ってないわ。
You're still stronger than me.
むしろ逆上したあなたに飛びかかられないか不安なのはこっちの方なんだから。
I should be more careful than you, because you could snap and jump on me anytime. I realized that this creepy thing that looks just like Rika was only here to talk to me. I felt my tension fade away a little bit. But still, I don't know what she wants to talk to me about at a place like this, so late at night. I'm like a fish on a cutting board. There's nothing I can do other than to wait and see what's going to happen. I waited for it to make a move for a while, and then it opened its mouth again.
あなたは 何かに怯えている。
You're afraid of something.
それは正解。
Am I right? It uses sarcasm. Rika-chan's cute face looked uglier than ever when it smiled. I held back my fear and tried to reply firmly.
ええ、
Yes,
おかげさまで。
thanks to you.
そう。
So,
何に怯えているの？
what are you afraid of?
あんたらが一番よくわかっているくせに。
You should know that better than anybody else. It told me earlier that we were safe from each other because one was in the car and the other was standing outside. But it's obvious that I'm the one who is being driven into a corner. While I'm talking to it, I could be being surrounded by its minions. I got scared and tried to listen to the sounds of my surroundings carefully.
怖がらないで。
Don't be scared.
私はあなたを助けに来たんだから。
I came here to help you.
助けに？
You came here to help me?
へえ、どうやってかな？
Oh, really? I wonder how you're going to do that.
あなたはね、ちょっと病気になってしまっただけなの。
You're just sick at the moment.
ちょっとしたお薬で楽になるのよ。
You need medicine. That's all.
私はその薬を持ってきたと言ったら
Would you be
関
interested?
心がある。
I always forget that when Rika enters this mode, she always speaks a lot slower and... would you be interested if I told you I brought it along?
薬？
Medicine? It puts its hands in its pockets, took out a small case. It opened the case and showed me what was inside. What was in there made me gasp in surprise.
注射器？
A syringe? It's not normal for a person to carry around a syringe. I have no idea what's going on. But what Rika-chan is holding in her hand is a syringe. There's no way I can twist that fact around.
そう。
That's right.
あなたを楽にしてくれる注射よ。
The contents of this syringe are going to help you get better.
楽になれるって？
It'll help me get better? Huh?
私には分かってる。それでしょ？
I know what it is.
富武さんを殺した薬物の正体は
It's the drug that killed Tomitake-san.
原子の力を持った寄生虫。
It's the parasite at its full strength.
ウジワキ病を再現させる恐ろしい注射。
It'll give me the maggot disease.
富武の注射はね。
This is a different drug
でもこれは違うわよ。
from the one that was used on Tomitake.
本当よ。
I promise. It giggled. It isn't the giggling that scares me. I'm scared that it admitted the cause of Tomitake-san's death so easily. And it also admitted the direct cause of the maggot disease that Tomitake-san died from.
私にもあの死に方をさせるつもりなんでしょ。
I know you're going to kill me in the same way he died.
そしてゴグラに現れたレナが私に入れ替わって一件落着。
And that the Rina in Kogura is going to replace me.
そういう魂胆なんでしょ。
Problem solved, right?
誰がそんな注射をするもんか。
I'm not going to let you give me that shot.
まあ嫌がるとは思った。
Well, I knew you would say that.
明らかに怪しいしね。
The syringe looks very suspicious, of course.
分かってるじゃないの。
You're smarter than I thought.
ならどうするの？
So what now?
富武さんみたいに集団で襲って無理やり注射でもするの？
Are you going to gang up on me and give me the shot like you did to Tomitake-san? Tomitake-san's autopsy report said that he had bruises on his body and proved he was fighting against several people right before he died. That means they must have ganged up on him to give him the shot against his own will.
無理に襲って注射したいけど、あまりうまくいった試しはないわね。
I'd like to give you the injection by force, but it never really works.
だから、無理やりってのはもう諦めてるわ。
So I gave up on doing that.
だから、あなたの自由意志に任せることにする。
I decided to let you choose to take it yourself. I'd like to give you the injection by force, but it never really works. So I gave up on doing that. I decided to let you choose to take it yourself. See, that kind of language goes back to the idea that we're in again, loop or a timelines, different timelines with Rika, or the being that is Rika, right? Maybe that's something I should be saying. Being, like, aware of either past loops or past timelines or different timelines, like, at least this language makes that sound, like, kind of reinforces that idea, at least in my head, right? Along with, obviously, other little glimpses of this Rika being that we've gotten, you know? Very curious. Very, very curious. Are you kidding me? I don't want to take that creepy shot. I thought about it many times. I thought about how I could make you take the injection. I can't force you to take it. Can't make you agree to take it either. Then, leaves me only one choice. I have to let you choose to take it. You should know my answer already. I'm not going to walk into such an obvious trap. Well, that's what I thought you'd say. I didn't expect you to choose to take it anyway. It heaved a sigh, made a gesture as if it was mocking me, and smiled bitterly. It looked as if it was saying that I'm a lower animal that can't understand it's being given a chance for salvation. I kind of want to say I'll take the shot on a dare, but I know that's exactly what it is intending to do. Go back to your home and tell your friends that you failed to give me the shot. I'm not going to let you beat me. I'm going to fight till the end. And I'm going to seize the 1% chance of winning, and I'm going to destroy all of you. I see. Then you should try to do that. This world is going to end soon anyway. End soon. It has nothing to do with you. A frog. Excuse me, a frog sitting in a well doesn't need to have any interest in the world outside, does it? At this stage of the game, it said something very dubious. I tried hard to understand what this horrifying creature was trying to say. What? What are you going to do to me? Nothing. Do whatever you want. What? It's almost too easy. As far as I know, do whatever you want means ignorance, or release when your enemy says it to you. At the very least, it isn't a bad thing. Or does it have another meaning? In that way, I overinterpreted the meaning of the sentence, but then it said it again. Do whatever you want. I'm not interested in this Rina Ryugu anymore. I'm going to try to get along with the next Rina Ryugu. I have to pray that the next Rina Ryugu doesn't have such good intuition. Please, I am on my fucking hands and knees begging. It would, in my head, not make as much sense to do it on the final chapter, chapter 8. I am begging. I am on my knees begging chapter 7 is just whatever this Rika is focus chapter. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Can you show me? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know what the deal is. I gots to know. I need to know so bad I almost burst out into song. That's quite powerful. That's quite a powerful want to know. Sorry, I was scared of it. Like, I'd be scared of a judge handing down a death sentence.
私も昔は小さな狂いが生じるたびに直そうと奔走したものだけど
I used to try really hard to fix things every time a little problem occurred.
途中からね疲れてきちゃったの
But I got tired of it.
このひなみ沢にもう興味ない
I'm not interested in this Hinamizawa anymore.
次のひなみ沢を探しに行くことにするわ
I'm going to find the next Hinamizawa.
でもあなたにはこのひなみ沢しかない
But you only have this one.
だからせいぜい頑張って生きなさいな
So, hope you live as best as you can. It was telling me scary things one after the other. This is obviously a warning of Hinamizawa's destruction. It means the climax is coming soon. They have already prepared another Rina. When I lose to this fate, they are going to replace me with the Rina as if nothing happened. They're very well organized. What humans are most afraid of is for their lives to lose all value. Your life becomes worthless when you're told that you have a replacement. It's like an indirect death sentence. It closed the syringe case and put it back into its pocket. It turned around and started climbing up the slope. I like to imagine, just like a monster, like a creature. It just this Rika just kind of slowly starts walking towards a pile of trash. It starts like gets on all fours and kind of just slowly like starts crawling up it like a just like sloppily. Every once in a while, like the ground beneath her like shifts, and so she kind of like loses some footing, kind of slides back down a big tall hill, and then just keeps climbing up the trash. Rina looking from her car in horror, just like, what the fuck is going on? It turned around and started climbing up the slope. At the top, it looked back and spoke without as much as an evil smile.
じゃあね
Well,
さよならこの竜宮レナ
goodbye, this Rina Ryugu.
次の竜宮レナでは仲良くしてね
I hope I can get along with the next Rina Ryugu.
ほとんどの場合は仲良くできてるんだから
I shouldn't worry, because I do usually get along with them. It must be easiest answer, right? Occam's razor type situation. Most easiest explanation to point to. Rika, her bow tie. That's right. It's the Millennium bow tie. It's a Millennium item. It's got a spirit within it. Yup, that's right. I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the Millennium bow tie. And she has this ancient Egyptian spirit that lives inside of it that basically takes over her body. It's like an alter ego thing. King of games? Nah. King of being adorable, if you ask me. But yeah, it's a Millennium item. It's super powerful. And instead of wanting to play games, I don't know, she just wants to inject you with some mystery fluid from her syringe. It's kind of weird. It's kind of whack.
次の竜宮レナなど許すものか
I'm not going to let you replace me with the next Rina Ryugu.
私は私だたった一人だ
I'm the only Rina Ryugu.
お前らの思い通りにはならない
I'm not going to let you do it.
絶対に
Never.
絶対に
Ever. I wondered if my screen was reaching it. It looked at me coldly. It looked at me as if I was just an image of the past on a TV screen.
たまにはこういう会話も面白いか
It's fun to have a conversation like this once in a while, huh? Oh! Laughing at your face. This Rika thinks she's such a higher being. She's got a higher purpose. She's like, I've moved on, and you're still yapping at me from behind the car door. And I've already moved on. I've climbed up the pile of trash. I'm gonna speak to the next one. This timeline's already fucked. The laughter gradually disappeared into the darkness. It disappeared into the darkness as well. I was the only one left there. I'm forsaken, and they don't care if I disappear. They told me I should struggle as much as I want because it doesn't matter anyway. They already have a replacement. They don't need me in their Hinamizawa anymore because my intuition is too sharp. When I realized that, I noticed that this garbage dump is a perfect grave for me. Then, I realized that this place wouldn't work as a hideout anymore. I better start packing and move somewhere else. It told me to struggle as much as I want. I'm going to do just that. Damn it. Damn it. I have to get ready to move out from here. I'm going to put everything back into my backpack. I have to leave here as soon as possible. The light of the flashlight wasn't enough to see by, so I turned the table lamp on. The light made things show up very clearly. When I reached my backpack, I realized something and gasped in surprise. The palm of my hand was covered with an eerie liquid. I thought I wiped off my sticky sweat earlier, but it wasn't my sweat. Then, where did this blood come from? Oh. Uh-oh. I realized it right away. I was scratching the mosquito bites on my neck earlier, and I scratched them until it bled. When I noticed that, I remembered the sensation, the mixture of pain and itchiness. I felt something moving near the wound in my neck, so I scratched again to get rid of whatever it was. Oh no. Oh no. My hand got sticky and wet with blood again. I can't see what the things are because I don't have a mirror, but I know. It's already spreading throughout my entire body, causing the itchiness on my arms and the back of my knees. If I'd never experienced this before, I'd think I got bitten by a bad bug or something. But unfortunately, I already know what's causing this itchiness. Why? Why? I said it with hatred. Why now? Why here? It's the maggot disease without a doubt. If I cut the veins on my arms, the dusky red gloss things would flow out. I said that weird. The dusky red gross things would flow out. Not only did I say it weird, I said it wrong. But it's impossible. I didn't get any suspicious shots. But it doesn't have to be a shot. They might have put the drug in my food, and I might have eaten it without noticing. I don't think they put it in the food at my house, but I used to share lunch with my friends at school. They might have put it in the lunches. That Rika who visited me just earlier was shining a flashlight on me, so she knew that I was scratching my neck so hard it bled. Nevertheless, she acted like there was nothing wrong, and she told me that I wouldn't last long. Now I know why she was laughing at me in a sarcastic way. She knew that I wouldn't have much time left. It itches very badly, but I can't scratch. The more I scratch, the itchier it gets, and I'm not going to do the same thing Tomotaki-san did. Damn it, damn it, damn it. The itchiness might not be temporary. It might actually get worse. I don't know if it's going to stop soon or if it's going to last until I die from it. I don't know anything anymore. I just have to endure the itchiness. I wiped the blood on my neck with a towel, clenched my teeth, and tried to erase the desire to scratch my neck. The wound was throbbing. I wanted to scratch it so badly, but I couldn't do that. I fought back the desire, biting the end of the towel. I scratched other parts of my body really hard in order to forget about the itchiness on my neck, but it didn't really work. I just prayed for the itchiness to go away, closing my eyes, and fought back the desire. That seemed to be the best way. I let my mind go blank, breathing hard for a while. Felt like the itchiness got a little bit better. I took a deep breath, and I immediately started panicking. Staying here is more dangerous than the itchiness. I have to leave here as soon as possible. I felt it while packing my stuff. I felt the end coming closer, the end that Rika told me about earlier. I assumed that I could live until the end, but I might have been wrong. I might follow the same path Tomotaki-san took, way before the end comes. I was sweating like crazy and it felt so nasty. I know it's not sweat, but I'm going to think that it's sweat for now. I wiped my neck with the towel and hurried to leave. Oh, buddy. disaster. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast when I could barely see. Oh no, are we gonna see them meeting up now? Oh god. Oh, and she's like bleeding from the neck and she's panicking and... Oh, it's all coming... It's all bad. There is no good outcome. There is no good outcome. There's... No good is gonna come from this. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast when I could barely see. The moon lit up the sky, but not my steps. The only light I had to see by was my flashlight. The light was very weak. All I could see was the flat gravel road before me. Anything the flashlight couldn't reach was in total darkness. The expression often used in novels, pitch black, wouldn't be appropriate. I might trip over an empty can or a rock any time. Not wanting to fall, I used the flashlight to its maximum extent to watch my step, but I was still a bit nervous. I started running slower and slower until I was just barely walking briskly. Did I just stop running because I'm afraid of tripping in the dark? But I usually run around without watching my step during the day. I run around with Rina and Mion all the time. Even if I can't see what's underfoot, I don't pay any attention. I don't think I might trip, I just keep running around without a care. Rina might be feeling the same way I am right now. For Rina, the light with which she illuminates the darkness of suspicion is too weak. And the darkness of the delusion she deeply believes in is getting darker and darker. That's why she's scared to even walk on the same road she always used to take. She fell for the contents of those ridiculous scrapbooks. People might laugh at her for that. But those scrapbooks aren't normal. They manipulate their readers' hearts and, with evil intent, take advantage of their vulnerabilities. That evil intent captured my heart for one night. That's why I know how evil they are. They're just urban legends, like the prophecies of Nostradamus or the Purple Mirror. They're a bunch of feasible lies, and when you hear about them at first, you think they're too stupid to believe. But once you fall for them, it's hard to get them out of your mind for some reason. It'll be the year 1999 in less than 20 years. Everybody knows about the prophecy that the world will come to an end in July of 1999. There are even some TV shows about it too, which irresponsibly fan people's fears. So, some people take it seriously. Those people think that the prophecy means the outbreak of nuclear war, so some of them are making shelters in their backgrounds. Some of them are thinking about freezing themselves by 1999 so that they won't be exposed to radiation, only waking up after it's gone. Those people are completely serious about it, but when you think about it rationally, it's impossible that there will be an outbreak of nuclear war in 1999. It's true that the Cold War makes us think that the final war will break out any time, but both powers are actually pointing their nuclear missiles at each other, and they know there's nothing to gain for either of them to start a nuclear war. The Soviets might still do it. The Soviets would destroy the world if it meant eradicating liberalism. But that delusion that the Soviets might do it could be neatly swapped for the way Takano-san uses the Sonozaki family in her scrapbooks. When people create a large-scale delusion like the prophecies above, they always use an incomprehensibly unknown enemy such as the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, or aliens. And they say something like, you never know, they might do things like that, to try and increase the credibility of their delusions without any evidence whatsoever. Wow, this feels very appropriate for even current times. I mean, I know this story wasn't like written like millions of years ago or anything. You know what I'm trying to say. What did Takano-san know about the Sonozaki family? Nothing. All she did was use the history of Onigafuchi and say that the Sonozaki family is still working behind the scenes, plotting a horrifying conspiracy. It's just like one of those large-scale prophecies. It's nothing but just a stupid story like that one about Nazi Germany, which says that Hitler is still alive and lives in an underground complex somewhere in the South Pole, continuing his plot to conquer the world. Rina usually doesn't believe in stupid stories like that. But it was just bad timing, I suppose. It was right after she killed Rina, Mamiya, and Teppei Hojo, and was caught by us. She was in a state of panic when she heard the story. We were waiting for her to recover from the shock. But before she did and regained her strength of heart, A poison got into her, and it spread all throughout her body. When you're sick and have a weakened immune system, it's easy to get another disease. It's just like that. That's it. Rina is just sick right now. When you're very sick, in bed with high fever, you sometimes feel like you might die from it. But most of the time, you're just overreacting. You get better soon after you take a medicine, eat healthy food, and sleep a lot. That's how she is right now. She caught a mental cold, that's all. She needs to get better soon or she might get caught by the police. I passed several patrol cars on my way. I hid every time I saw one since I didn't want to be questioned. I was probably passed by them twice. When I came close to Rina's house, I saw a car parked near the gate. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she'd arrived home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Rina to protect her from the police, but honestly, I'm not sure if they can. After all, Rina believes that the Sonozaki family is after her. But if they don't find her, the police will eventually. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Rina, come on. You don't have time to play around with talking to some scrapbooks right now. The police are after you. It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down there. But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way. I wanted to loudly call out Rina's name, but there might be some policemen nearby looking for her. I walked around a trash pile, and then I saw a light. It was Rina. I ran towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. This is gonna be bad. I was literally just about to ask, like, what are the chances you don't think that maybe Kechi doesn't just let her know that he thinks she's being outrageous and doesn't believe in the conspiracy anymore or anything. And then I was like, no, there's no way. She's gonna, if he actually finds her and says, hey, you gotta come with us. And she's like, what do you mean, us? And he's like, us, Mion and the Sonozaki family. She's gonna immediately, even if it goes that far. But even if she describes, like, hey, I can't come out of hiding because reasons. And then he goes, you don't have to, no, that's not a thing. She's gonna be like, oh. Well, fuck you, Kechi. So, there is no way this doesn't result in at least bad feelings, bad blood between them. At worst, all-out war. I don't know why it fills me with so much dread. I'm so easily impacted by stories. I don't know if that makes me a fun streamer or a bad streamer. I can't tell. I can't tell. Do you like your pilot to be affected by the story? Or do you just want a robot reading this? And pronouncing names correctly? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I'm fine. Everything's great. I ran towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. Oh, she looks fine. She looks wonderful. Rina was standing right in front of her hideout, holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I had made coming down the slope. Rina, it's me.
今度はケイチ君?
Kechi-kun?
今夜はいろんな人が来る夜だね。
Sure have a lot of visitors tonight.
俺以外にも誰かいるのか?
Who else is here? I showed my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
この場所はもう安全じゃないんで、今から場所を変えるところなの。
I'm leaving because it's not safe here anymore.
ケイチ君にも知られたくないから、ついてこないで。
I don't want you to know where I'm going, so please don't follow me.
レナ!
Reina!
お前、どうしたんだよ、その怪我。
What happened to your neck?
血だらけじゃないか。
You're bleeding.
もう落ち着いたから大丈夫だよ。
I'm okay.
もっともいつぶり返すかわからないけどね。
They might come back again, though. Rina's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched at it really hard.
タオルで拭いただけじゃダメだろ。
You need to do more than just wipe it with a towel.
とりあえず家へ来いよ。
Come to my house.
ちゃんと消毒した方がいいぞ。
You need to clean it up.
傷口は大したことないよ。
Don't worry about it.
それにこれは傷によるものじゃない。
It isn't an injury.
もう手遅れだし。
And it's too late anyway.
手遅れ？
Too late?
どういうことだよ。
What do you mean?
富武さんを死に導いた何かを私もいつの間にか服毒させられてるみたいなの。
They must have put the drug in my food without me realizing. It's a drug that killed Tomitake-san.
注射なんて物騒な方法じゃない。
They probably used a syringe to inject him with the drug, but they changed their methods this time.
多分それは弁当のおかずに混ぜられてたの。
I think they put it in someone's lunch.
覚えてる？
Don't you remember?
先日みーちゃんが卵焼きを一人一個ずつ分けてくれたよね。
Michan gave out a piece of her omelet to everyone the other day at lunch.
あの時にやられたんだと思う。
She must have put it in the omelet.
遅効性なところがうまいよね。
She's smart. She used a slow-acting drug this time.
さあ。
Damn it. Rina kicked the dirt with hatred. She was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the curb.
おいレナ。
Hey, Rina.
お前本気でミオンがそんなことすると思ってるのか？
Are you seriously saying that Mion would do such a thing?
ん？
Rina looked stunned, and she stared straight at me. I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say, "What are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy."
第一よ。
First of all,
あの日の卵焼き、ミオンは一人に一つずつなんか分けてないだろ。
Mion didn't give out her omelet to everybody that day. Mion cut her omelet into 5 pieces. She told us to take one if we wanted. Rina took the end piece of the omelet before anybody else took one. She said it looked cute and ate it right there.
違うよ。
No, that's not what happened.
みーちゃんは毒が入ってた卵焼きを私にわざと食べさせようとしたんだよ。
Michan tried to make me eat the omelet because she put a drug in it. Man, this is rough. This is immediately... So we're seeing Rina's mind, in theory, right, at least how it's being described here, twist what the literal past has happened. And then Ketchy being like, no, it's not what happened. Like... This... Yeah, that's tough. It's tough. It's tough to read. It's tough to watch. It's tough to see unfold. Dread, the dread. Okay.
レナ。
Rina,
都合よく記憶を書き換えるなよ。
stop interpreting everything so conveniently.
タッパーの蓋の上にこうちょんちょんと5つ並べたんじゃないか。
Mion just put the 5 pieces of omelet on the lid of her lunchbox.
並べてないよ。
No, she didn't.
一人に一つずつ配った。
She gave out each piece to every one of us.
そんなこと今までにあったか？
Rina, think about it. Have we ever done it something like that before?
俺たちは互いの弁当箱を好きにつつぐバイキング形式だぜ。
We usually take whatever we like from everybody else's lunch.
これは誰の分なんてお上品に分けっこしたことなんて一度もねえじゃねえか。
Nobody has ever said something like, this is your piece, so take this, or this is her piece, so don't take that, you know? She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Rina, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. To her, it's the fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I keep wanting to talk, like, not to get obviously too personal or to get into even like stories of things that I've heard or whatever, and not to necessarily equate this story and like its fantasticalness to, you know, a much more grounded or real life story. But like, God, again, just things, I'm trying to be somewhat vague, but I remember reading articles, and you always not always, you sometimes hear those stories, especially in the last few years, unfortunately, of like stories of people like falling down these rabbit holes of like conspiracy theories, and just previously normal seeming people, just because of the weird times we live in, and also the proliferation of shitty conspiracies online, and the ease of which is to access these conspiracies online, and the way things spread, and unfortunately the way that some people's brains are just so easily susceptible to stuff like that, and then also how the internet works, and then isolation of some people that don't maybe have a lot of outside influences in their life, or have lost a lot of outside influences in their life. And then also, unfortunately, again, not to get too into the real world things of it, but like the isolation a lot of people suffered from because of like during pandemic times, and then how things were proliferating during that. Like, you always hear, again, I keep saying you always, that's just how I talk, but I've heard, and there's these stories with just like these people that just like, again, normal seeming people, previously lived very normal lives, just fall into these very unfortunate traps that are just impossible to get out of. And I'm not necessarily, again, it's very weird for me to be equating a fictional story that very much, you know, at the beginning says, oh, if there's a fictional story, no, you know, whatever, all likenesses to real life events, whatever. But like, it sucks, because that's kind of what's happening here, seemingly. Like, everything that has happened previously and everything that is now happening is like warping her mind and warping the real life experiences Rina's had. And Keshi's like, I don't know how to handle this situation. I'm fucking a kid. I'm a kid. I can't do this. I can't handle this. Despite me wanting to act like we know what we're doing and we're here for each other. Sucks. It all just sucks. It's unfortunate. I'll say it for the 17th time. Dread. I'm just like, make it stop. Sorry to go on rants. So to go on tangents. So, just to go back here. So, to her, it's the fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not to. Anyway.
ここはもう安全な場所じゃないって。どこへ行くつもりだよ。
You said this place isn't safe anymore. Where are you going to go then?
さあね。
Well,
適当に探すよ。
I'll find somewhere.
寝るところなんてそうそう見つからねえだろ。
It's not that easy to find a place to sleep.
俺の家に来いよ。
Why don't you come to my house?
ありがたいけど、辞退するね。
I appreciate your offer, but I can't do that.
園崎家の手先が村中を探し回ってる。
Sonozaki family is looking for me everywhere in the village.
圭一君が裏切って私を売るとは思いたくないけど、かばいきれるとも思えない。
I don't think you'd betray me, but I don't think you can hide me from them either.
園崎家の手先が探し回ってるってのは逆だぞ。
It's not the Sonozaki family who are looking for you.
警察がレナを探し回ってるんだ。
It's the police.
なんで？
Why?
大石さんは味方だし、私のことは放っておくように言ってある。
Oishi-san is on my side, and I told him to leave me alone.
私を探すなんてありえないよ。
I don't think he's looking for me.
多分リナと鉄平を殺したことがどこかで漏れたんじゃないかと思う。
I think they know that you killed Rina and Tepe.
ああ、そういうことか。
Oh, I see. I was relieved that we're finally on the same page, but I realized I was wrong right away when she laughed in self-derision.
どうして警察があの殺しのことを感づいたかわかる？
Do you know how the police found out that I killed them?
いや、わかるわけないだろう。
No, I have no idea. Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Plus, Mion moved them to a secret place afterwards. So, it's impossible that the corpses would be found.
今日の夕方ね。
I went there this evening.
私、あの二人の死体を埋めた場所に戻ったの。
I went there to check the spot where we buried them.
そしたら、どうだったと思う？
Guess what I found? Oh. That didn't sound good. Of course, Rina has no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
なかったの。
They weren't there.
死体が。
The corpses.
誰かが掘り返して死体を持ち去った。
Somebody dug them out and carried them somewhere else.
いや、レナ。
Reina.
それ、
That's because,
あんな場所、誰かが偶然掘り返すわけもない。
it's impossible that someone happened to dig them up.
それに、あの場所は私が決めた。
I chose the place.
だからあの場所に埋まっていることは、あの場に居合わせた人間しか知らない。
So, only people who know about the place are me and my friends who are there.
そうだ、その通りだよ。
That's right.
だからそれは。
Well, the thing is...
誰がやったかは分かってる。
I know who did it.
みーちゃんだよ。
It's Mi-chan.
私が警察と結託することがないよう、保険が欲しかったに違いない。
They didn't want me to work with the police. They needed to have some insurance.
そのザキ家に探させるだけじゃなく、警察にも探させるとはね。
But I didn't think they'd use the police to find me.
連中もなりふり構ってられないってことか。
I guess they don't care how it looks anymore as long as I'm captured.
ミオンがそんなことするわけねえだろ。
Come on, do you really think Mion would do such a thing?
したんだよ。
She did!
みーちゃんが私を撃った。
Mi-chan sold me out!
いや、しねえな。
No, she didn't.
ミオンも俺たちも、みんな仲間だぞ。
Mion is your friend.
たとえ世界が全部敵になったとしたって、仲間は最後まで味方なんだ。
We're all on your side no matter what happens. Even if the whole world turned against you, we'd still be on your side.
だからミオンがレナを売ることなんて、海水が全部蒸発するような天変地異があったって絶対にありえない。
Even if the whole ocean evaporated, Mion would never sell you out.
みーちゃんの肩をどうして持つの？
I don't understand why you're defending her.
逆だろ。
It's just the opposite.
なんでミオンをそこまで疑うんだよ。
I don't understand why you're doubting her.
そんなのは決まってるでしょ。
That's simple.
ミオさんの暴いた致命的な事実は、狂信者たちの偉大な計画の実現。
Mio-san revealed the existence of the conspiracy to me, and the fanatics are...
黙れ黙れ
Shut up, shut up!
ちょっと言葉がきつかったな。
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I apologize. So please, listen to me.
いいか、あの死体がなくなっていたのは、確かにミオンが掘り返したからだ。
The corpses are gone because Mion dug them out.
やっぱりそうじゃない。
See? I told you!
終わりまで聞けよ。
Listen to me until I finish.
いいか、ミオンが死体を掘り返したのは、あの埋めた場所が安全じゃないことが分かったからなんだ。
Okay? Mion dug them out because she found out that the place isn't going to be safe for much longer.
営林署がこの夏、あの辺り一帯を伐採するって計画を立ててたことが、後に分かったんだよ。
There's a logging project scheduled to begin on that mountain this summer.
だからミオンは、
That was why.
レナを守るために死体を掘り返してくれたんだよ。
That's why she dug them out, to save you from being caught. I don't think she believes you. Rina laughed at me like I was stupid or something. I could tell she didn't understand anything I was saying.
そんなの、みーちゃんの口から出まかせに決まってるでしょ。
Don't you get it? Mi-chan made that up.
ケイイチ君の前ではいい子ぶりたい。あの子の汚いやり方だって。
She just wants to look good when you're around. She's a dirty bitch. Well, tell me how you really feel, Rina.
あのな。
Hey,
じゃあどうすりゃよかったんだよ。
Then what was she supposed to do?
今年の夏に営林署が見つけちまうかもしれないと知ってて放置しとくのかよ。
Are you saying that she should have left the corpses there knowing that the forestry service would find them this summer?
そんなことできるわけねえだろ。
She couldn't do that because she's your friend.
その営林署の伐採計画というのがそもそもみーちゃんの作り話だってどうしてわからないのかな。
Why can't you understand that Mi-chan made everything up, including the logging project?
わからねえのはレナの方だろ。
You're the one who doesn't understand anything. After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for.
俺はレナの目を覚ましに来たんだ。
I came here to wake you up.
お前は高野さんのスクラップ帳のせいでとんでもない狂った夢に取りつかれてる。
You're possessed by an impossible delusion because of Takano-san's scrapbooks.
最初のうちは面白い話だと思ってたが、そろそろシャレにならないと思い始めた。
At first, I thought it was interesting, but this is getting way out of hand.
お前は今ちょっとした病気なんだよ。
You know why? It's because they're making you sick.
ああ、リカもどきにも病気だって言われたっけね。
Oh, the girl who looked just like Rika-chan told me the same thing.
確かに内脇病はもう始まってるし。
You're actually right about that. I mean, I do have the maggot disease, so...
ああ、もう違うんだ違うんだ。
No, you don't understand.
とにかく俺の話を聞け。
Listen to me very carefully.
しばらくの間横になってじっくりと休まねえか。
You need to lie down and rest for a while, okay?
本当はミオンの家にかくまってもらった方が安全なんだ。
It'd be a lot safer to stay at Mion's house.
警察からもかくまえるしな。
She can protect you from the police.
でもそれでもミオンが信用できないってんなら俺の家でもいい。
But if you don't trust her, you can stay at my place.
とにかくこんな休めない場所で縮こまってだって心にいいわけがないんだ。
Either way, it's not good for you to stay somewhere uncomfortable like this.
まずは俺の家に行こ
Let's just go to my house for now.
う。そして冷たい飲み物でも飲みながらちょいと熱を冷ましてみないか。
We'll have some cold tea together. It'll cool your fever down.
そうすりゃレナもすぐに気づくさ。
Then, you'll realize how crazy all this was.
何を言ってるのケイチ君。
What are you talking about, Kechi-kun?
私がおかしくなってるって言いたいの？
Are you saying that I'm crazy? Uh-oh. Definitely not. No. Crazy? No, I didn't say that. No.
おかしいのはお前たちの方なんだ。
I'm not crazy. You are.
お前たちは寄生虫に乗っ取られて知らず知らずのうちに奴らに操られているだけ。
You don't know it, but you're just being controlled by the parasite.
ケイチ君も傍観者のつもりでいるけど実は被害者の一人なんだよ。
Kechi-kun, you think you have nothing to do with it, but you're one of the victims.
それに気づけないのが
You just
彼ら
don't.
の狡猾なところ。
You just don't realize it.
それを私は責めない。
I'm not blaming you for that.
私がきっとケイチ君たちを救ってあげるから今は私を信じていて。
I can save you. I can save everybody. So please, trust me for now.
おかしいのはお前たちの方って。
You think we're all crazy?
じゃあレナは村が丸ごとおかしくて自分だけが正しいっていうのかよ。
You think everybody in this village is crazy, and you're not. Is that what you're saying?
ひなみ沢だけじゃないかもしれないね。
It might be even be spreading outside of Inamizawa.
もはや奴らの魔種は獅子骨市全域あるいは県内全域にまで及んでいるかもしれない。
They might have already spread it as far as Shishibone City, or to the entire prefecture.
でも私だけは正しいの。
I really am the only one who isn't crazy.
ミオさんのスクラップのおかげでそれに気づけた。
I know that, thanks to Miya-san's scrapbooks.
ケイチ君だって気づけたんじゃなかったっけ？
I thought you understood that, too.
待てよレナ。なあ待てよレナ。
Wait a second, Rina.
自分以外世界中が全ておかしいってそれってつまりさ認めてるってことじゃねえかよ。
You're saying everybody in the world is crazy except you.
おかしいのは自分だけなんだよ。
That's the same thing as saying you're the only one who's crazy.
世界は最初から何も変わってねえしおかしくもなんともない。
The world hasn't changed. Nobody is crazy.
ましてやレナの敵でもなんでもない。
Nobody's your enemy.
自分だけが正しくて世界が全部敵なんてことは ありえないんだよ。
If you ask me, it's crazy to believe that you're the only one in the world who isn't crazy and that everybody in this world is your enemy.
それはつまり自分だけが敵ってことなんだよ。
In short, your only enemy is yourself.
かわいそうな圭一くん。
I feel sorry for you, Kichi-kun.
でも仕方がないよ。
But it's okay.
ミオさんの真実は誰もが受け入れられるものではない。
It's not that easy to accept the facts Mio-san discovered.
ミオさん自身、この内容が本当に真実かまだ測りかねていた節があったしね。
Even she wasn't sure about them.
だから圭一くんが受け入れられないことを私は理解できる。
So I understand if you can't accept the truth.
だからそんな圭一くんを救うために私は頑張るよ。
That's why I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight to save everybody.
頑張って戦って必ず圭一くんたちを支配している奴らをやっつけてやるから。
I'll beat them down and make them stop controlling you. Rina, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. You feel sorry for me? You're stupid. Why don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
ミオさんもリカちゃんも、そして今や私も、もうスペアが用意されてるの。
They have replacements for Mio-san, Rika-chan, and me.
そして私が消されるのと同時に入れ替わることになっている。
They're going to replace me after I'm killed.
はあ？
What?
スペア？
Replacements?
お前本気で何を言ってるんだ？
Are you seriously saying that?
もういいや。
You know what?
圭一くんには真実を教えてあげよう。
I'm going to tell you the truth.
私が圭一くんに話してない本当の真実。
I haven't told you about this yet.
実はね、寄生虫の正体は宇宙人なの。
The true identity of the parasite is aliens.
宇宙人？
Aliens?
うん。
Yes.
お社様の正体ももちろん宇宙人。
Oyashiro-sama is also an alien.
天から降臨する際の描写は世界各地に散らばる宇宙人説と合致するの。
The description of it descending from the sky matches with alien theories from all over the world. Kechi is about to blow a gasket.
偉大な文明が起こるとき、
He is
偉
going
人は
to...
必ず宇宙から現れる。
Whenever a great civilization flourished, it was always the aliens who accomplished it.
彼らは宇宙から優れた英知を持って地球を訪れ、いつまでも未熟な地球人類の進化を促そうと。
They have advanced knowledge. They came to Earth to help immature humans evolve. God, I hope Rina, so she's gone, okay, everything she was spouting, and now she's like, also aliens. And then she's gonna she needs to just go full force on like every other dumb, weird conspiracy out there. She's gonna be like, the Jews have all the power, and Avril Lavigne died and was replaced with some other person, and I just want every conspiracy, just every conspiracy, just go full force, just blow Kechi's mind. The next hour, just reading her, just all problematic conspiracies. Please, Rina. Please. Oh, God. Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Rina? The parasite theory was interesting, but aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Rina believes this theory so seriously, and she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it.
奴らは人体規制を通じてコミュニティを支配してきた。
They've been controlling the community by living as parasites in human bodies.
だが時折勘のいい人間が生まれ、その支配の実態を暴こうとした。
But sometimes, someone with sharp intuition comes along and tries to reveal the truth. Also, thinking of aliens and parasites and everything makes me just think of fucking Animorphs. Because wasn't the alien race that was like the bad antagonistic force in Animorphs like little like slug aliens that would like go in the brain? Unless I'm massively misremembering how that book series went, even though I read it at the time as a kid. There was the two aliens. There was the bad I think slug-like aliens, and then there's like, and then those like the horse aliens, the satyr looking like things, right? Animorphs, animals, turning into animals, animorphs. They've been controlling the community by living as parasites in human bodies, but sometimes someone's sharp intuition comes along and tries to reveal the truth.
彼らはそれを取り除き、コミュニティを維持するために様々な拉致を行ったの。
But they get rid of them in order to maintain their control of the community.
そして、時には金属片を埋め込みそのコントロールを得たり、あるいは外見だけを共有した別の存在と入れ替えることによって支配を続け。
They sometimes kidnap those people with sharp intuition and put a piece of metal in their bodies to gain control over them. When that doesn't work, they replace those people with their copies.
そいつらはミオさんのコピーを生み、私のコピーを生んだ。
They made a copy of Mio-san. They made a copy of me too.
リカちゃんのコピーもさっき来たんだよ。
Rika-chan's copy just came by a few minutes ago.
そいつと話をしてみた。
I talked to it.
そいつは宇宙から来た存在であることを認めたよ。
It admitted that it came from space.
そして破滅の日が近いことを告白し、私にあがけるものならあがけと嘲笑った。
It told me that the end of the world is coming soon, and it laughed at me, saying I should struggle as much as I want.
私は戦うよ。人類を奴らの家畜になどしてたまるか。
I'm going to fight. I'm not going to let them domesticate our species.
私は絶対に
Oh, never, ever. You're so stupid. I stepped towards Rina and slapped her in the face. Uh-oh, it's getting physical. I was hoping it would return her to sanity. Wake up!
Rena.
Rena.
もう忘れたか。
Did you forget?
まさにこの場所だ。
It happened here.
それもほんの数日前だ。
Just a few days ago.
俺たち仲間たちはこの場所で全員で手を取り合ったよな。
We all took each other's hands here, didn't we?
そして仲間は家族同然だって認め合ったよな。
And we promised we'd be a family made of friends forever. Rina played with her wrist. She didn't interrupt, so I continued.
お前の言う宇宙人が地球を侵略してるって話をお前が本気で言ってるなら、
If you're seriously saying that aliens are controlling the Earth,
たとえ世界中が信じなくても俺は信じてやる。
I'll believe you. Even if everybody in this world didn't, I would.
俺はお前の仲間で一番最初の味方だからだ。
That's because I'm your friend, and I'm on your side no matter what.
でもならお前も聞いてくれ。
But I want you to listen to me too.
仲間で味方の俺の言葉を聞いてくれ。
I want you to listen to me because I'm your friend.
あの高野さんのスクラップ帳はでっち上げのインチキなんだよ。
Takano-san made up all the stories in the scrapbooks.
本当さ、高野さんはオカルトマニアなんだ。
It's true. Takano-san was an occult maniac.
ひなみ沢の古い歴史をいろいろに解釈して遊んで、陳説を書き上げては人に読ませて回っているだけなんだ。
She enjoyed interpreting the old history of Hinamizawa any way she wanted. She made up ridiculous stories out of it, and she read them to people for fun.
だから寄生虫がどうのこうのという説以外にも UFO がどうこうとか地底人がどうこうなんていうとんでもないのまでたくさんあるんだ。
So, the parasite story isn't the only one she made up. There are stories about UFOs, some kind of creatures from the underworld, and many other things.
だからレナが読んだスクラップ帳は高野さん自慢の最新作でしかないんだよ。
So, the one you read in the scrapbooks is just a new story she made up recently.
ほら、あの人って人をからかうみたいなところがあるだろう。
Don't you remember that she liked to make fun of people?
レナが真面目に話を聞いてくれるもんだから面白がってとんでもない話を吹き込んだだけなんだよ。
She was just making fun of you because you took her story so seriously.
単なる創作なら、ミオさんはどうして殺されたの？
If it was just a story she made up, why was she killed?
しかも検視結果では死後24時間のはずなのに、どうして祭りの夜に歩いていたの？
Her autopsy report said that she had been dead for 24 hours when she was found. But she was there at the festival. Why?
富武さんの死因は
How are you going to explain the cause of Tomitake-san's death?
園崎家は
What about the Sonozaki family?
ひなみ沢の伝説は
What about the legend of Inamazawa?
お社様はリカちゃんは
What about Oyashiro-sama and Rika-chan?
全部創作
Are you saying everything is made up?
世界中が私たちを騙すために嘘をついているってそういうの
Are you saying that the whole world is lying to us?
何でもかんでも無理につなげて解釈するな。
Stop making connections between everything.
古代妄想の典型的な症例じゃねえかよ。
That's a typical symptom of paranoia.
とにかく難しく考えるな。
Don't think so hard.
レナはちょっと疲れてるだけなんだ。
You're just tired.
だから少し休もう。
That's why you need to rest.
俺はレナにくつろげる部屋と布団、食事を提供するだけだ。
All I'm going to do is to offer you a place to relax, a bed, and food.
食事が信用できないなら自前で好きにしてくれたっていい。
If you can't trust my food, you don't have to eat it. Eat whatever you have.
とにかくとにかく
Anyway,
俺の言うことを今だけでいいから信じてほしいんだ。
please just trust me for now.
私の言っている話の方が筋も通っているし証拠も根拠もたくさんある
My story makes more sense than yours. I have evidence to prove it.
なのに圭一君は自分を信じてくれの一点張り
But all you're saying is that I should trust you.
どっちが正しいかなんて明白でしょ
Isn't it obvious who is right?
ああ、明白だな。
Yes, it's obvious.
俺だ。
Me.
俺が正しい。
I'm right.
よくそんなことを言い切れるね
How can you be so sure?
ああ、そんなのは簡単さ。
It's easy.
俺がレナの仲間だからだ。
Just because I'm your friend.
仲間は絶対に裏切らない。
Friends never betray one another.
仲間を絶対に助ける。
Friends always help each other.
だから世界中が俺を正しくないと言っても今だけは俺を信じろ。
So you have to believe that I'm right, even when the world says I'm wrong.
俺がお前の仲間だからなんだ。
Because I'm your friend. I heard a thud. Rina dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something, and it looked like she was asking herself questions. He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being he's being absurd. Or maybe he's right and I'm wrong, and I am really just misunderstanding everything. It would be wonderful if that was true. I wished I was wrong so many times. I wished Miya-san's scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories, and Parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happened to connect together, and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I really wish that was the case. Don't give up, Rina Ryugu. Be cool, Rina Ryugu. This guy has poison in his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness. Everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade the Earth, using this village as their base ever since it was called Onigafuchi. Kichikun is a victim who's being controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrist really hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friend. I got lost in this crazy delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now, my prayers are answered and Ketchikun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Rina Ryugu. This guy says he's your friend, but he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Oishi-san told you about it. He told me about what he found out. I couldn't trust my friends, so Oishi checked on everybody, including Ketchikun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. He looks like he's a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. So what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Ibaraki, too. I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really badly, broke the windows at the school, and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Rina Ryugu is Rina Ryugu. He'll forgive me because it was Rina Ryugu who did all those bad things in Ibaraki. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Ketchimaibra believes that I'm a kind and modest girl because he doesn't know about Rina. You know, not other Rina, but Rina who was referred to me before, whatever. If he found out about Rina, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. Rina is Rina. Reina is a different girl. The same goes with Ketchikun. I don't care who he was before he moved here. We're even.
大丈夫かレナ
Are you okay, Rina?
触るな汚らわしい
Uh-oh. Don't touch me. Rina knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
さっきから聞いていれば仲間とやかましい
You keep saying you're my friend.
仲間だから信じろ
You want me to trust you because of that.
仲間だから世界中すべてより正しいだと
You want me to believe that you're right, even if the world says you're wrong.
それこそ妄言じゃないか
Are you out of your mind? This is more delusional than anything else.
なんと言われたって
I don't care what you say.
俺はお前の仲間だ
I'm your friend.
だから絶対にお前のためになることを言っている
Everything I say for your sake.
疑うな
Don't doubt me.
絶対に俺が正しい
I know I'm right.
へえ
Really?
じゃあ聞いてもいい
Then, can I ask you something?
あ何でも聞け
Yes, anything.
仲間ってのは隠し事なんてないんだよね
Friends don't keep secrets from another, right?
当然だ
Of course.
隠し事なんかしない
I'm not hiding anything from you.
嘘だよ
You're lying.
嘘なんかつかない
I'm not.
嘘だ
Uh-oh. Oh, God. See, Ketchy's stronger than I am, because in this actual situation, I would have given up so long ago, and also, I would be fearful. I would be like, you know what? Especially because she was apparently holding that hatchet for the longest of time. A friendship, I'm big believer in the power of friendship, just like Ketchy. Can overcome many problems. Also, very, you gotta believe me, I'm very much in the you just don't abandon your friends like that, right? But at some point you gotta give up. At some point you gotta be like, you know what, self-preservation. I tried my best. My best just wasn't good enough.
何がおかしいよ
What's so funny?
圭一くん隠し通せてるつもりなんだ
Ketchikan, you think you can keep it secret from me, don't you?
私知ってるんだよ
I know everything.
圭一くんが引っ越してくる直前にどういうことしてたか
I know
知っ
what
て
you
るんだよ
I know what you did last summer. I mean, I know what you did before you moved here. I know. I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty needles. My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that?
大石さんに調べてもらったんだよ
I asked Oishi-san to check on everybody.
みんなのこと
Everybody.
そしたら圭一くん引っ越しの前はとんでもない人だったんだよね
That's why I know what you did before you came here.
やめろあれは違うんだ
Stop it. You got it all wrong. This is also kind of evil. Whatever this ends up being revealed as, right? Because I'm nearly certain that this is going to be some bigger reveal or whatever. But like, just a little while ago, inside of Rina's head, she's like, oh, he didn't, you didn't treat me differently because of what I did in my past life before I came to Higurashi. Before I came to Hinamizawa. And now she's like weaponizing and using what apparently this is to basically I don't know, get Ketchy off her back? Or just to fuck him over? I don't know, like this. But clearly he's uncomfortable. So yeah, he says, "Stop it, you got it all wrong."
ずいぶん悪いことしてたみたいだね。
You only targeted little girls.
さとこちゃんとリカちゃんにも話しておかないとね。
I have to tell Satoko-chan and Rika-chan about it.
こんな危ない人が身近にいたなんて信じられないよ。
I can't believe a dangerous person like you was near us the whole time.
違う。それはたまたまなんだ。
No, it wasn't like that. It just turned out that way.
児童連続襲撃事件。
A series of attacks on school kids.
すごいすごい。ひなみ沢村連続開始事件に負けないくらいインパクトあるよ。
Bravo. It has as strong an impact as a series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa.
違うんだよ。あれは本当に。
No, it wasn't like that.
何がどう違うの？
It wasn't like what?
数週間の間に人気のないところを歩く小さな子供ばかりを狙って通りがかりにモデルガンで撃ちつける恐ろしい事件だった。
You shot little kids with a BB gun when they were walking alone on deserted streets. What a horrifying incident.
市内一帯は一時期騒然。PTA が交差点ごとに立ち、集団下校にもなったんだってね。
It instilled fear into the whole city for a while. Members of the PTA had to watch the kids at every street corner when they walked between home and school.
目に当たって大怪我した子もいたんでしょ？
You shot one of the girls in her eyes and she was badly injured. Oh my god. Also, what the fuck? What the hell? So, why, Oishi? Okay, so this whole time, you know how we're talking about like, oh god, fucking Takano and how she's fucking poisoned Reina's brain. But like, okay, so in the partnership between Reina and Oishi, Oishi digs up and has access to, you know, past records of other people. And then Oishi passes on this information to Reina for some reason. Maybe as like a bargaining chip, but like, what? Why? That's a failure on Oishi's part. Jesus. Like, I'm not saying this is a good thing. This doesn't reflect well on fucking Ketchy or whatever, but like, that's not, like, that's a massive breach of like what should be not open information to like and easily shared to. That's more wild to me than what's actually being revealed of Ketchy. I mean, that's one thing. The Ketchy reveal, okay, sure, but also like, damn, Oishi, what the hell? Why? Oh, everyone in this game is fucked up. Everyone. No one is sacred. Everyone. My head's just in my hands. Rina says, you shot one of the girls in her eyes and she was badly injured. Fortunately, the damage wasn't permanent.
モデルガンなんて武器を持ちながらそれでも小さな子しか狙わないいやらしさ。
You had a BB gun and you only shot little kids? How disgusting.
そんなことして何が楽しかったの？
What made you enjoy it so much?
でも楽しかったからずっと続けてたんだよね。
You must have really enjoyed it because you continued to do it for a long time.
そのくせ途中で両親の呵責に耐えられなくなってご両親と一緒に自首。
But then, you turned yourself into the police accompanied by your parents in a crisis of conscience. Also, again, very fucked up that Rina's using this as a weapon against him. I assume just to try to get him off of her back. But like, or to show that he isn't being truthful, but I wouldn't necessarily say that because like, I mean, and she's probably gonna realize this, or he's gonna say it to her that this is not being truthful about things that happen now. Even it's just like you're just digging up skeleton, like mid skeletons out of my closet, you know, like, and then trying to, like, that's not a thing that just would come up in a normal conversation, or be like, if I was deeply ashamed of something I did like that in the past. It's just, so bad. This is all bad. This is bad. I'm feeling bad on a Saturday night. I'm in the club crying right now. Oh my god. Ugh.
責任取るのもご両親と一緒じゃないとダメなわけ？
You couldn't even take responsibility for your actions on your own.
少年法って親切よね。
Juvenile law was kind to you, wasn't it?
被害者にも犯人の名前は公開されないし。
It prevented your name from being disclosed to the public or the victims.
お父さんが大金持ちだったから示談金をたくさん積んでくれたんだよね。
I bet your father spent a lot of money to protect you.
それで大ごとにしない約束を取り付けて、まったりとしばらくは保護観察。
He paid a lot of compensation to settle the case out of court, and he had you placed on probation.
それでほとぼりが冷めた頃合いに、お金に任せて遠方へ引っ越しして全部チャラ。
After the case cooled down, he used the power of money once again to move far away from the city. Everything is solved, right?
いいね、お金持ちは。
You're lucky that your father's so rich.
違うんだ。違うんだ。
No, it wasn't like that.
そんなこと、どうして今まで黙ってたの？
Why didn't you tell us about it?
前の学校ではずっと勉強漬けだった？
You told me that you did nothing but study at your previous school.
どうしてそんな嘘をつくの？
Why did you lie like that?
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
嘘ってわけじゃ。
I didn't mean to lie.
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしでしょ？
I thought friends didn't keep secrets from one another.
そうでしょ？
Right?
じゃあお前は仲間じゃない。
So that makes you not my friend. The blades of her words hit hard, and they made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear and it tasted salty.
私も過去の事件からお前が怪しいと思ってる。
I can't trust you because of what you did in the past.
それを隠しきれてると思わないで。
Don't you ever think you can hide it from me. Remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget it, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake. Why? Why does she have to bring it up right now? I apologized and accepted everything, and I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Inamazawa. I swore to myself to live a clean life from then on. Everything is ruined now. I'll be criminal no matter where I go. I was stressed out with my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Why did I do something so stupid? There's no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get someone's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used a childish way to get attention. I regret what I did. I swear I'll never do something like that stupid again. If I do it again, they can send me to the chair. If there was something I could do to be completely forgiven, I'd do it, no matter what it was. But no matter how deeply I regret it, and no matter how long I atone for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet and have a fresh start. I have nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. But then, how are sinners supposed to live?
とにかく。
Anyway. Sorry, one sec here. Okay, anyway. Oh, gotta go
お前
down.
は仲間じゃない。
You're not my friend.
仲間じゃないやつの指図は受ける言われはない。
I'm not going to take any orders from someone who isn't my friend.
私のことは当分放っておいてもらう。
I need you to leave me alone for a while.
いいね。
Okay? Damn. I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees, hanging my head. Rina picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier. I wanted her to hit my head with it. He's taking it hard. Yeah, that's right. If anything's going to be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friend. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. I want to believe I am their friend because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner, and I hid my past from them. I hid it because I was scared. I told her that friends don't hide anything from another, and I hid my past from them. I hid my sin from them. My past has nothing to do with how I live my life here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind it if they killed me and cut me into pieces. But I'll never do anything like that again. I just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, Rina moved here too. I wouldn't change the way I see her, even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. Right? I wouldn't, would I? Even if Rina beat some of her friends or broke all the windows of her school, I wouldn't care because it happened in Ibaraki. She didn't do it in Hanazawa. Rina is Rina. She's my best friend. That's why I wouldn't see her differently, even if I found out about her past. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'd keep a distance from her if I found out that she really did such things. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? So, Rina's rejection of me is completely natural. Then, what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Rina wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty. After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Rina didn't forgive me. There was nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying, still down on my knees. I don't feel good about any of this. I just need to be... Just put me into a blender and just be pulsed a couple times. Put my heart into a blender. I don't remember how many years ago it was. There was this beautiful village surrounded by nature. But the village was going to be submerged in water because of a new dam project, and the villagers protested against it en masse. They held a sightseeing tour so people from other places could enjoy the local beauty. I joined the tour out of simple curiosity. I wanted to take a look at the nature that might sink under the water. But when I got there, the place took my breath away. The air was so clean and clear, and the landscape was beautiful beyond words. Since then, I was hooked on the inspiring nature of the place. I fell in love with the village so much that I was very glad when I heard the dam project was cancelled. That village is where I'm building our new house. When I visited there, I found a beautiful field of wildflowers. I saw 2 cute girls playing in that field. Both of them were very beautiful with long, straight hair. They were probably neighbors or best friends. I still remember how they looked. One of them had a very beautiful face with a clear-cut profile for her age, and the other had a very pretty, innocent look. I'm sure both of them will grow up into fine, beautiful ladies in the future. Okay. They were running around in the field like they were dancing. I asked them if the field was their playground. They said they were playing in hopes that newcomers would move to the village. Then I saw a sign saying lot for sale. That was when I began to think that it might be a great place to live. There's nothing here, and things are a bit inconvenient compared to life in a city. But I sincerely believe this was the best place for us to start a new life together as a family. A lot of things happened back in the city, but the past is the past. It's best that we move on. Is this the dad? Is this Ketchy's dad speaking? I guess this whole time? I mean, I was like, it's gotta be. But I think we learned from our mistakes, and I hope we can start a new, more ideal life in this village. Keshi, I hope you'll grow to love it here as much as I do. You do. I'm happy to hear that. I'm also happy that we've been doing a lot better as a family since we moved here. Back in the city, we were far from close. So, I'm truly happy that we're able to start from scratch. Now that I come to think about it, I've never had a chance to have a conversation with you like this before. Oh, Kechi. Do you know any two beautiful girls with long, straight hair in your school? I think they're a lot younger than you. Oh, you know two young, beautiful girls, but one has short hair, huh? I don't think they're the ones I saw. You want to know why I asked? Oh, I just wanted to ask them to be models for my portraits. I was thinking about making them wear cute costumes. Ahem. Okay. But basically, I just wanted to see them again for artistic reasons. I swear I'm not weird. So, if you happen to see them, let your dad know, okay? Promise me, okay? Cough. Cough. Okay. 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 That was a good... What a great last 30 seconds to end the stream on. Jesus. Okay. That... Honestly, what a heart-wrenching, like, stretch of things happening, though, in the story these past two little sections here. Ugh. Yeah. Don't make you feel great. Don't make you feel great. Makes you feel bummed out. That's what they're designed for. Don't feel great. But it's okay. I need like a big stretch. I need to do a big stretch once I end stream here. I'm going to do a big stretch to just try to release all the tension in my body from reading this. So yeah, as I said, a week from now, there will be no Higurashi. But there will be Tuesday night. So, assuming, you know, nothing gets planned or canceled or anything. So, oh, it's like, what happens? I guess there's not going to be here unless I click all the tips, right? But, yeah, so Tuesday Higurashi will be back next week. Obviously, because no streams Thursday, Friday, Saturday, streams just in general will be kind of on the weaker side, or on the lesser side. So, the archived will be, you know, at worst, like a stream published on the YouTube archive like every other day, but it'll probably be a little more than that. Thanks for watching, as usual. Hope you enjoyed this reading, as I uncomfortably squirmed in my chair during some of those sections, some of those moments, for sure. Have a nice rest of your night. Take it easy, or day, whenever you're listening to this. Have a good day for me. You know what? Have a good day for me, or a good night, or whatever. At least a good solid hour after you hear me say this. And then, after that hour is up, say to yourself, yeah, that was a good hour. Thanks, Austin. And then spirit me will acknowledge it or something. I don't know. Spirit me? I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah, take it easy. Have a nice rest of your night. Have a nice rest of your whatever. And I will see you in another stream. I'll be back tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. For at least a bit. Starting a new big game tomorrow. And by big, I mean just it's going to be a longer game. So we're cracking it open. So until tomorrow. Bye.